We are live. That's right, folks. We are live, and it is holiday week here on the channel. It is Christmas week. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. I almost called it Wrasslin Week, but
it is Wrasslin Week. It's always Wrasslin Week around here. What?
Absolutely. So, Christmas week kicks off with 3+ hours of WWE RAW. We got lots to talk about, lots to get into in this wrestling world. Plus, we got to talk about the channel, what we're up to. It's going to be a crazy week around here. It's going to be festive and fun. As you can see, we're in a different place, a different time, but we're ready. Life is good. I hope everybody put Monday to bed real nice. We're going to cap it off with some Wrasslin for Life. Don't go anywhere. Strap in and strap on, or strap in and strap on, or both. I think I said the same thing twice. Either way, we're
ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live, and Roman Reigns has opened Raw. He is on our screen. The Tribal Chief is sitting here talking about Mr. Cena. We will get into that, but I will remind everybody, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network, your alternative commentary to all your wrestling. We don't stop, folks. We are back all week long celebrating the holidays. We have NXT tomorrow. We have AEW coming up on Wednesday. We have the first ever annual full year in review awards, the 4 Lifeys, the Golden KJs.
Golden KJs.
On Thursday.
Golden KJs.
And Friday doubleheader. And then we'll talk about what happens over the Christmas break. But we got lots coming your way, lots of fun. We're looking forward to 2023 here on the channel. The Tribal Chief is opening the show. But speaking of the Tribal Chiefs of YouTube, I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and I am joined by the Master of Mayhem.
The man that put the ho, ho, ho and holy shit.
Ho, ho, holy shit.
Well, as we say that, I literally cuts to the Bloodline right now laying out Mustafa Ali and some security because Roman Reigns was already calling out the doppelganger of the man to my right, Mr. KJ White, Mr. Kevin Owens.
Yo, this got some NWO. This got some NWO vibes right out of the gate.
All that's missing is Rey Mysterio getting thrown into a trailer on in the parking lot.
Right, the torpedo.
Yeah, needs some spray paint.
All right, folks.
Imagine that's what like Roman starts doing is he just spray paints like a red bee on like whoever he beats for like Bloodline. Right.
Well, we got the little intro package here, but how you doing tonight, Big Nick? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling festive as hell.
Festive as hell.
I wanted to say another cuss word, but I think I've already maxed out my limit with one for the night.
Right. We're trying to, be jolly and not push the envelope too far over this holiday season. But yes, folks, no, doing well, man. Feeling good. I got a new little setup here, feeling sharp about it. The holiday is upon us. Big things are about to happen. So, and I'm about to, grant a Christmas wish that a Christmas promise I made to the channel. Stay tuned. It'll be.
Well, I was about to say, you see that little woodshed that KJ's in there over there? That's where he builds all the Canadian wrestlers, like KO.
Will you whittle some wood with me?
Right. How much wood could a KJ chuck if a KJ could chuck wood? What?
What?
And we've got the Street Profits and Akira Tozawa coming out right now.
Bizarre. Tozawa's got more TV time, like with the exception of him getting married. When did we see Tozawa? Never. He was a ninja for 3 years.
Don't knock the man's hustle.
No, I'll give him credit. He avoided the budget cuts like the Matrix. Like he must have hit in a fucking.
He was a ninja through the budget cuts.
Hey,
he hit behind Omos. Omos made it so they couldn't get rid of Omos if they were going to get rid of his leader.
Tozawa, we need to talk to you. Smoke bomb.
Right. I'm no longer here. Foot Clan.
Quickly, we got Victor, we got Ronnie, we got Lauren.
I know somebody specifically. I can't see the comment, but I know my buddy C Money there from our Discord, which I did drop our link for and everything like that was first here, because now we're getting to the point where we're playing a race here for comments and everything in the live chat. So folks, if you do want to make sure that we do get your comment and everything, we do have the super chat and the super stickers, and you can be all sort of festive and give us your presents. Pause.
That's it. Give us your presents.
Pause.
And your presents. We appreciate your presents.
Right, your presents and your presents. Wow. Right. You figured out.
How you doing, Jack? Victor, the man. How you doing, sir? I hope you're doing wonderful. Monday Night Raw TikTok. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Terrence is in the chat. C Money's in the chat. JV's back. Curtis is back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Smile Mark. I see everything filling up. Keep that chat going, folks. We will get to it.
Jack, everybody.
And like Nick said, if you got something super important that you don't want us to miss, hit that little button and make your message super.
I felt like you were about to say something else there. If you can light up your Christmas lights, light up our Christmas lights with that super chat. What? As we have the Judgment Day coming out right now.
Judgment Day is coming out. And again, I mean, maybe one of the biggest surprises of 2022 is we are going to end this year with Dominic Mysterio completely over in what he's doing.
And you can thank Rhea Ripley for that.
All she had to do was whoop his ass a few times, knocked him into manhood, and here we go.
Everybody can thank mommy. Pause.
Dude went out, got some tattoos, slicked back his hair.
No, he had the tattoos before, but now he just,
I feel like he's got more now, no?
He looks a little bit still with the slick back hair and everything. I know I've called him Dominic Guerrero and everything, but he does look a little bit like, tell me more, tell me more. Victor, yes, happy holidays to everybody. Happy holidays to everybody that's been here for 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 years. Christ, 525,600.
You know what's crazy? So in putting everything together, so January 2nd will mark 10 months. That's insane for me. Like, I mean, we're not like March marks a year.
We just reached double digits.
Like, are we crazy? It's crazy, man.
All right. Lit Match, what up?
What's up, Lit Match? Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Folks, if you are keeping track at home, we have Judgment Day coming out. And again, ever since Rhea Ripley beat the snot out of one little Dominic Mysterio, the Judgment Day has been over in my books.
Yeah, but does it become a thing to where is it the Judgment Day is over, or is it Rhea and her lackeys?
No, I think they've won some good matches. Finn's been in a couple nice matches where he's actually picked up a W. They've been heelish. They've been a pain in the ass. I think, listen, Damian Priest is a guy that if he ever walked in through the curtain with a strap on his shoulder, I wouldn't blink twice.
Well, I mean, he already kind of did in NXT and everything, but that's, neither here nor there. But so then does it almost kind of validate that whole people, and I know I don't want to fully do the comparison, but how people have compared Rhea to China, of China kind of helped really solidify DX for those who remember the original founding of DX. Yes. Because it was one of those, it was outside the norm of you had a woman badass that was just, tearing through everybody. You had the woman bodyguard to, the two top guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, some people have been critical of like the fact that she is taking, like it's a bad thing she's in the same vein of a China, but I mean, genetically she's built like China. Like she is a big imposing woman. Like she's physical. She literally is that, lady of like, I'm not going to fuck with you because you're going to take a swing at me. And,
right.
and that's just the way it is. So she's come into her own. She's found that groove. And I mean, you even watch before this whole process happened. I mean, she went from being like your very blonde, happy, go lucky wrestler to who she is now. Like,
sorry, real quick. But we're getting a picture-in-picture of still the Bloodline whooping people's asses backstage and everything. And they're literally like,
is that
grabbing the camera and everything? Like, this is, you call this is full NWO vibes. Of we're taking this the over right now. Oh, Elias or Was that Elias that got smashed with his own chair? I know they were beating up Chase U there.
I don't know, but this is yes, get him.
But
Hack
Terrence,
the
what up?
bone.
Lauren, what up? JV, what up? Jack says, never
Jack,
thought I'd be
Merry
back
Christmas.
in Des Moines, Iowa. Technically, I was born in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, but I spent my childhood in West Des Moines, Iowa.
There you go. A fellow Torontonian. Cheers, Jack.
Make sure to enunciate that.
Right? Dude.
What? Went from Iowa, what, to Canada? Or actually went from Canada, what, to Iowa, back to Canada, what, back to Iowa, what?
Dom feeling himself, like publicly?
Oh,
that's it. Jade, welcome back to the channel. I see Damian Priest turning on Judgment Day and being jealous of Rhea and Dom's attention. At some point, I mean,
we have a jealous lover affair. We have, I want her. And then Buddy Murphy shows up, and we just.
He's like, I'm your mommy. He's like, I'm your daddy.
We get like, we get days of our gothic factions.
Yo, how about this rumor? Speaking of the Judgment Day, I like this rumor.
How do we get there? As the Street Profits are dumped outside by Damian Priest, just house of fire as we go into commercial break. But how do we get there with?
Well, I mean, all we have to do is have Edge return sometime, probably the first Raw of 2023. And then we have about 4 weeks for him to give very long monologue promos, and then we'll get a match. That's how it goes.
But too rushed. No,
but no. How is it too rushed? They have like 8 months of backstory. I mean, you're there. You're at the.
Where's Beth?
She is hurt. She got fucked up. Were you not a witness to the assault that she received?
Well, I thought people were saying we were going to get Beth versus Rhea.
Why not?
War games and everything and all that.
Or maybe that's how it works out. Rhea
finds a way to get I guess a part of it too is that I've seen a lot of people say that it's Demon Finn Balor, that it's not regular Finn Balor.
I really think that would be the challenge. I think, Edge comes back like a bat out of hell. Yeah, it comes flying in. And kind of lays waste to Judgment Day a couple times, and it leads to the point of, it's going to be crazy. The 7th rendition of Edge in the last year.
I was going to say, now that I was more once you said bat out of hell with Meatloaf and everything, I was like, well, Triple H will just outdo Tony Khan and just pull that out, and that's now Edge's theme song.
That'd be amazing. I'd fucking pop.
Because we can't use Alter Bridge or anything anymore because he's now Spooky Edge. He's halfway Brood Edge.
He's halfway Brood Edge. So, because of all the history between Edge and Judgment Day, you only need a few weeks to kind of get to the climax of all this.
But still, the last time that we saw Demon Finn Balor he was flopping like a fish.
Don't we deserve some good demon then?
Who, what? What did you just say? I was saying about how the last time that we saw
don't you feel like we
flopping like a fish, the top rope snapped on him and everything like that. And before that, my most recent memory of Demon Finn is Pumpkin Finn when he was facing Sister Abigail. So the Demon Finn has very much that gimmick's faded since NXT.
Well, let me rephrase. What I meant was, do you not feel like we deserve a little bit of a demon vindication? And what better way to do it than in a match, a Hell in a Cell with, a Hell in the Cell with Edge? Why not, right?
But fine, I'll give you that as long as they make it. I'll give you that as long as they make it actually work. I've seen people keep talking about like the Hell in a Cells and the TLCs and all of that. They need to stop making matches just built for the stipulation and instead make the stipulations fit the match. Yeah,
I don't think so. Because there's no expectation right now. Why the fuck would there be a Hell in a Cell at Royal Rumble? There's no one's sitting around going, I really hope there's a Hell in a Cell at Royal Rumble.
Does that blow out your audience though too? If you're going to have this rumored super huge returns and everything, you blow out your audience with having a Hell in a Cell plus 2 Rumble matches. Like, holy shit.
No, I think it's fucking amazing. Let's go. Why go for broke? You want to kick off the year. You want to send a fucking message to everybody in the wrestling world of, if you guys are wrestling fans, strap in, strap on.
Strap in and strap on. Wow.
We're going for a ride. And
right.
That's what I think,
We're
man.
going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship.
Right. So Edge comes back, like I said, like at a battle to hell and starts, screaming and yelling, and he's insane, and he's swinging chairs and trying to kill people. And they say, you know what? We need to put you two in a cell. And then Balor says, all right, if we're going to be in a cell, I'm bringing the demon.
Fair enough. Well, I could touch on him more.
Merry Christmas.
Right. Holy shit. But we're back with action right now, folks, as Dawkins just splashed into a big enziguri on Balor. And I do really like this comment, just especially because everyone knows I'm a big Jeff Jarrett fan. Is Elias a damn slapnut? Yes.
Ezekiel definitely
Elrod is the biggest slapnut of the bunch.
Right. Damian Priest laying down. Oh, gets him with a frog splash. Wow. What a fucking match.
I've got Finn right now just smashing on, I believe, Montez for. Oh, so, okay. So I just missed it. Okay. So I think we're good. Sorry. I was trying to make sure because we got that international hookup. So we got to sit there and make sure we sync up.
Yeah, I definitely see high from MD. Anyway, better in the ring. Who do you want the Forbidden Door entrance to be? The Royal Rumble, KJ? I mean, we heard crazy rumors, and I think people have just lost their mind until I see it.
But Shaka drop kick it in the corner, but I say all of them, all of them. Everything. Like, I feel like if there was ever a time to be greedy about it, I mean, rumors. Imagine. Again, freak out. Montez Ford with the most dangerous move in professional wrestling, the surprise roll up for 1, 2, 3. I don't even think we ever even got to our predictions for this match.
Yeah, we both got it wrong, is the answer to this.
All right,
we both got it wrong. The Ninja Party just got a W.
The Ninja Party.
Everyone was kung fu fighting.
Yeah.
What is he drinking that it absolutely blinded? Was it that was it petroleum? Like what did he throw in his face that it was so toxic?
Actual water. He had that man, the grease in that man's hair. The grease ran down. God knows how long. So he's like, I'm melting.
Well, folks, if you are keeping track at home, the Judgment Day just took an L, and now Rhea Ripley's going to beat up the Ninja. Yeah, run!
Rhea just slapped the bejesus out of Tozawa.
That was
Dana White's looking to recruit.
Yo, that wasn't a slap. That was a
slap fighting competition. Sorry.
She caught him in the jaw with a right. Is she asking for a match against Tozawa?
Is Tozawa James Ellsworth? Because I was there when when you had Asuka versus James Ellsworth. We're about to probably see Rhea Ripley versus Akira Tozawa right now on Monday Night Raw.
Wow.
Leave you me as we're in commercial break right now.
How do you feel about getting
like we're getting to
gender match in WWE?
I'm fine with it.
No, I'm fine with it.
We sat there and body slam Luke Gallows.
Yeah, but are we not?
She body slammed fake Kane. She bodied fake Kane. Kane could barely body fake Kane.
Are you not surprised that the company is doing it? This company?
No. Well, not at all.
Okay. All right.
Progressive. Hunter's in charge instead of Vince and the boys.
Tozawa's the first candidate up for Geek of the Week. All right. A surprise roll-up, Vance says. Yeah, the deadliest move in all of wrestling.
Right. Does that need to become a thing that we come up with now? We just like on the fucking podcast, some have a Geek of the Week or Jobber.
Right? The roll-up of the week.
Oh, God. Or Jobber of the Week or something. Well, we got Let's Go Jobber chance on AEW. So, I mean, Jobbers, I guess, an okay term now.
Yeah. Now, we are in a commercial break, folks. We are catching up on some of these chat messages.
Money's answering you. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
There you go. Oh, no. Yeah.
Recover from the water.
Dude's like, my bad. Wait, let me do it. No, he's not a creeper. Who's not a creeper? Tamina will probably take his place. There you go. Tamina come out and fight Rhea. That'd be a better match.
The long-awaited cheat. Wait, what I was going to say, it wasn't Tozawa and Tamina that got married. So Tamina's standing up for her husband.
Yeah, why not? Right? Get out here.
We're going to keep to the kayfabe on that.
Yes.
Okay.
She loves him.
He's the last time I saw Tamina on the roster, I'll tell you that.
Right? She absolutely adores him. She's got to come out and defend him.
Action jobber.
Action jobber.
I'm telling you, they need to sit there and just make him and Action Bronson a tag team.
Well, while we're on commercial, quick side note: how do you think they're going to book this guy? Is he going to be like the 2023 equivalent of Mr. Top Flight?
Well, I was going to say, do they go 1, 2, 3 Kid, or do they go Fuego del Sol? Because people forget that Fuego del Sol had to like
Fuego is a good example.
Contract with AEW. Granted, we didn't know that that's what that kid was doing and everything.
He signed a dark contract though.
Well, allegedly the whole thing was that, you know, he made an appearance on Dark and then Jericho saw him and wanted to work with him, what have you. I go full 1, 2, 3 Kid with it. Make him to where, you know,
listen,
he goes on a little, he catches some sneaky wins here real quick, and maybe he takes, you know, a kind of a fall that he was supposed to take, but then he turns around and gets a sneaky win. You build him up slowly. Make him a star in Ring of Honor. Go put him in Ring of Honor and make him a goddamn star. Build him up through Ring of Honor.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, it's funny because I pay attention to the, you know, what people are saying about certain things, and, you know, the whole thing with what happened with Jericho. It kind of blows my mind in the sense that, like, for me, this was self-serving completely. This is a guy trying to show people like, ha, 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 ha. I told, you know, see, I can get somebody over, but I don't really feel it the way others. Oh, this was great. This was wonderful. But same people said that the Ring of Honor run was great.
Fair enough. But right now we do legitimately have Akira Tozawa versus Rhea Ripley, because we had Angelo Dawkins sitting there telling him, you got that dog in you. And he, you know, Hulkamania'd up. Oh. So now we're getting Rhea Ripley versus Akira Tozawa, folks. So, folks, get your predictions in for that. I'm taking Rhea 100%.
Yes, let's go, Rhea.
Rhea every day and twice on Sunday. Goddamn.
Oh, the ninja lands on his feet.
Why do you, Akira Tozawa? Just say that.
I can't. He was in a ninja suit. He was in his pajamas for 3 years.
1, 2.
Oh!
Flex. Now does Rhea pin Akira like she does every female competitor?
Absolutely.
I'm just right, but that's, if you know, you know. That's
yeah. You know what? The minute she hits it, you hit the music from Ghost, and let's go. Give me some melody up in this bitch.
Jack's taking Rhea. Lana's on her way back to WWE. Does that mean Miro was on his way back to WWE? I haven't seen anything about CJ Perry coming back to WWE. I think she wants nothing to do with that. She wasn't.
I don't know if that's not true.
Really? To me, she was just always Eva Marie.
No, that's not fair. Eva Marie was horrible.
Doesn't mean it's wrong.
Yeah, I think it's a little inaccurate in the sense of, I mean, I think there's something there with Lana from an entertainer standpoint.
Yeah, she didn't take herself seriously as a jobber.
I don't know about that. I don't think she had any other choice. She went through a table for 10 weeks in a row, man.
Yeah, that gets right.
Took a lot of bumps for her.
She didn't have a choice.
Yeah, but she could have said "fuck this" and took a Sasha Banks.
Nobody thought there was the option to do a Sasha Banks until Sasha Banks did Sasha Banks.
No, but everyone always has the option to be like, listen, this is 6 weeks in a row. I don't want to go through the table again this week and next week and the week after. I know my husband laughed. I know you're mad about it, but she ate.
Rhea's got Tozawa. Sorry.
No, not happening.
1, 2 count. Suplex from Rhea on a Tozawa for a 2 count.
If anyone's keeping track at home, we are watching the end of Tozawa's wrestling career here.
No, because Drew Gulak did get tapped out by Charlotte Flair, and was
I
the
would
last time we
argue
saw Drew Gulak. So just saying.
I'm saying, what's he doing right now?
Right, I agree with you. I agree.
But yeah, they're gonna get the Mark Merrow treatment here. Take a big L, or the Jeff Jarrett.
Oh no. Liz says, God, I hope Judgment Day turns on Dominic at some point. That'd be an interesting way to try and do that. Of like, we just use you the whole time, but then they have to have like. Then I feel like they need some still like big bad leaders, some big bad purpose. Like, oh, Tozawa with a roll up. Oops, sorry.
A little fool running the opposite direction of the damn woman while you still can.
Run away!
Run away!
Oh, Hurricane Rana.
Yeah! Oh, no, that wasn't a Hurricane Rana. That was a Botcha Rana. Oh, now another botch. Oh,
I think it was good. I think it was good. The reaction to it would have been a lot worse.
Did you not see his legs fly in the air and he completely missed his shot and they had to retry?
Oh, you missed the I caught the finished one. I didn't catch the initial
one. Huge botch. Oh, and Finn Balor says eat some mat.
Rhea with a riptide. Oh
shit.
Oh, Rhea hitting the turnbuckle. She hit that shit hard.
Montez
Tozawa with the boot to Dominic. Tozawa's going up top. I've never thought I'd be this excited for a Tozawa match.
This is actually highly entertaining.
Oh, nothing but canvas.
Nothing but canvas. Absolutely.
Rhea with a riptide. 1, 2, and yeah, she very much Tozawa the same way, the downward dog position, like she does with every other female.
Every other female, by the way, Tozawa.
Right, yeah. At this point, every other female.
In this moment.
Right. Hashtag don't cancel.
What the fuck are they doing? I have no idea, but here we go.
Hey, no, right, but we were just talking about her comparison to China. The last couple people that I remember that got intergender matches solo, just out the blue, spontaneous, like they just kind of naturally fit in WWE were China, Beth Phoenix.
Yep. Nicole Bass.
No.
I just like bringing her up.
Asuka, that's who I was blanking on there.
Yeah. No,
Asuka and now Rhea.
But here's the thing, and here's a question here about the man cannot hit. Listen, it's a matter of perspective, and here's wrestling walks this really funny line. Like everyone says, well, it's just fake and it's just actors and da-da-da-da. Then if they say something offensive, people forget like, oh, well, they can't say that. And you're like, wait a minute, they're playing characters. So it's the same thing about the contact. Like if you went to an action movie and there's a female lead and she's getting in fist fights and it's, that's the way it is. No one really says, well, the bad guy shouldn't be hitting that lady.
No one batted an eye when Sarah Connor was eating shots there. Pause.
Right? So, I mean, it's an interesting argument. It's an interesting dynamic. Now, you and I watch matches all the time where the ladies are taking outright beatings, but dishing them out just as well. Because I think if you present it on an even playing ground, like these two people have an even... They both consented to joining this situation, and they both have equal opportunity to win. And we saw our new favorite, win a belt this year over, Alex Colon.
Machida, to where she went over Alex Colon. That was still one of my favorite matches of 2020.
Yeah,
or 2022. Sorry, said too many twos there. But which, by the way, you can tune in on Thursday when we do our final, end of the year. We already did the halfway point, so now we're doing the final conclusion of the Golden Cages.
And if anything cool happens in the final 2 weeks of the year, tough shit.
I swear to God, right?
You'll be on next year's. I don't give a fuck. But anyway.
So we're getting a replay video package right now about Bobby Lashley getting fired, and then it's since been retracted from Adam Pearce on Twitter.
Yeah, what? Really? Yes.
That's the last I heard or I saw. Or that
he's
Adam
unfired.
It was, he went too far when he fired Bobby Lashley, so he's not technically fired, but we're getting a video package of him getting fired.
See, I felt they should have left the firing stand, and what the Bloodline's doing right now in the backstage, the Hurt Business should be doing.
MVP should be doing. Well, that's where I thought MVP, this would be where we end up going. Of we dip our toe into that. You do like what you did a little bit with Roman. Of then all of a sudden now MVP is handling Bobby Lashley's stuff. And Bobby has to kind of go to him and say, "Hey, I need you to handle this for me."
No, but I don't even mind if he leads the charge in. Oh, you tell me I'm fired. I'm taking over this show until you give me my job back.
Fair enough. Wow, speak of the devil and he shall appear. MVP's right there.
He's yelling into his phone, trying to get a hold of Bobby, apparently. Eva Marie wasn't, I'm not getting into it, but yeah, she failed in a lot of areas. Just, as
right.
a human.
How much screen time does Scrap Iron, I like that, Scrap Iron instead of Scrap Daddy, get? He didn't get on TV this much when he was a wrestler. Well, he wasn't really signed under WWE as a wrestler. Fair enough. As I've got the OC, and I guess Mishin, or is she actually still Mia Yim, or is she back to Mishin, or
I don't.
Who knows? The world may never know.
It's always a name game here at the WWE. It's quite fun because
spin the wheel, pick a name.
Yeah, when you kind of give up on trying to keep up with all the names, you just call them what you want. Life's good.
Well, half the time you end up still somehow being right. But so we've got all of the OC, and like I said, it seems like Mia Yim has fully officially joined the OC. It wasn't just there to be a partner or anything like that, or be a counter to Rhea Ripley. But we've got the OC versus Alpha Academy coming up next.
Lana could come back as manager in WWE. No, I don't think you put her anywhere near Bobby Lashley. No. And I'm telling you right now, if Eva Marie returns to wrestling, I will not watch any part of her show.
Hey, she almost did. Well, that's how we got Dewdrop. And Lana, no, you don't bring in Lana unless you get Miro. And you bring back.
Yeah, bring him back.
By the way, even if you have to do it as Rusev, you do the Miro gimmick as Rusev.
Yeah, you let him be the Redeemer Rusev. I don't give a shit.
That sounds even better than Miro.
Rusev the Redeemer.
Rusev Redeem. Rusev Machka.
Listen, I miss Miro. I'm a fan of Miro. And the rumor is they pitched him an idea and he was like, Rusev says no. Poor Tozawa playing Peg Leg Petey. What?
Why? At least there's no Big Bill in WWE. What? Big Bill, well, W. Morrissey should be in WWE. Honestly.
Some people were like, well, they can't call him Big Cass, so they're calling him Big Bill because Enzo's about to come
W. Morrissey.
Right?
Cass XL.
What? Why are you yelling?
For a while on the independent scene, he went as Cass XL.
Yeah, Cass XL would have been better.
Right. Anything's better than Big Bill. Let's get that fucking straight first off.
Right. Hey, you guys are going to
what?
Shit.
Wait, what?
You guys are going to be in the cell with Big Bill? Oh, fuck. Life is not good right now.
Oh. See, halfway I don't even know if you intended to do that, but it made me think once you said life is not good now, it made me think of the Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy movie Life.
Right? Big Bill, too generic. I mean, it's just lazy. Like, all right, listen, W. Morrissey, like, again, but people are saying like they want to put big in his name, and I guess the best they could come up with, like, why not Big W or something? Anything.
Why does it need to be that simple? Who walks around at Christ? I should say this as I'm saying, as I'm Big Nick and everything like that. But I was going to say, who walks around? This is the Pop Meat Kettle, but who walks around with some fucking shit name like that?
I didn't say it. He said it. I didn't say it.
I caught on to my bullshit right out the gate. Tony Khan doesn't. That's why we get names like Big Bill. That's why still one of the best memes I saw about that whole thing was Big Bill and Lil Bill.
Am I biased in the sense of like when Big Nick has a better ring to it than Big Bill? Maybe it's just a bias. Like
it's because of the alliteration a little bit. Too many B's in a row.
Right. I just feel like
I don't know.
Maybe the chat can let me know. Am I crazy?
What?
I said maybe the chat can let me know. Am I crazy? But Big
all I heard was, "Am I crazy?" And I just want to go, "Yes, we both."
Yes, one is not exclusive.
That's not debatable.
I saw that on Ringside News. What did you see on Ringside News? Big Cass XL. Welcome to the show. Don't say the F word podcast. It's nice to see you here tonight. It's very hometown nights of Columbus Hall wrestler gimmick. Fair enough.
Yes, 100%. I get what you're saying. It's very VFW bingo Holly. And now coming to the ring, Big Bill.
We got Big Bill with Big Jimmy and Big Susie coming out.
Well, so can you describe the Bill to me? Well, he's big. All right, so what else? He's big. Cool. What else?
That should have been Goldberg.
SAWFT.
That should have been Goldberg.
Well, no, I want to touch on this as we're coming probably out of commercial. But did you see that Enzo, real one there?
Yeah.
Because he can't be. Enzo said he would destroy MJF in a promo off. Like now we're gonna get we've seen like the verses with like the Locks versus Dipset and what have you. Now we're gonna get that with like Enzo versus MJF of just promo offs.
I mean, listen,
freestyle battle promos,
right? This is not a bad show at all. I mean, if you're in Enzo's, they're trying to make people better. We are back from commercial, and if you guys are just tuning in, literally the Bloodline are walking through the hallways, laying waste to everyone. Well, is the show gonna end with everybody ganging up on the Bloodline?
No, they're just gonna come out there. Like I said, we're gonna get Roman like spray painting like a B or something. BWO.
There's the Hurricane, by the way, tending to Dolph Ziggler. The OC's still in the ring. And folks, thank you for tuning in. If you're just here, we do this for all the shows. We are the alternative commentary for everything wrestling. We will be here all week long, and we do not stop. Now we got the Alpha Academy coming out. So if you want to get a prediction in, get it in now. Let us know. We take predictions for all the matches and stay till the end because we do take your rating out of 10. And we want to know everyone's opinion on tonight's wrestling show. We got the Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis coming to the ring. And I guess they're taking on the Good Brothers.
The OC. You can't say that. Trademark. But
now, if you're Enzo Amore and you want to get noticed and you're kind of bouncing around the indies, working a little bit for MLW, why not? Because Tony's bold enough to be like, I'll pay $100,000 to see that one time on TV,
Oh, absolutely.
That's
the thing is now
throw some money at it.
Couple of haters, couple of dollars. But yes, no, folks. I know we've kind of probably skipped over a couple of comments. I know I've seen a couple names pop up and everything like that. But we do also, like I said, if we missed anything you really wanted us to read or anything like that, we do have the super chat, the super stickers. Light up, them holiday lights. What? So we've got
OC for the win.
Yeah, we've got the OC versus Alpha Academy. Who you got? Let's get our predictions
in
before
OC.
The match ends up super quick and we're just ramble through it.
Right? I mean, I'm going to go OC. I can't imagine. Like, Alpha Dogs to me are like the nightmare factory of WWE.
Alpha Dogs? What is this?
Where's JT?
Right. I was like, where's Bud?
I say Chad Nixon wins. Fair enough. Interesting choice.
Woo.
Why?
No, I guess I'll take that. Shoosh. I'll take the Alpha Academy.
You're going to take Alpha Academy. Are you going with the dreaded roll-up?
Potentially. I think this could go on for a hot minute.
Well, Christ,
you're sitting there talking about we're building up to Edge and Finn Balor and a Hell in a Cell at the Royal Rumble, that we
Yep.
got to have some other stuff going in and building up to it and having some storylines built in going into that pay-per-view. We've got time right now to spend.
But listen, I'm just happy to see like a straight up tag team match being booked. I hope it's a good one. You know, I mean, we've talked highly. I think Chad Gable had a really good 2022. I think he did. I think he finally like got rid of the Shorty G vibe. I think he kind of toned things down.
They still should have paired him with Kurt Angle. I would have still loved to see him and Kurt Angle. That should have been who his, you know, fake son was and everything. Or if you had him and rather than Gable Steveson doing the whole Angle birthday celebration, it would look like Kurt and mini Kurt.
It really would. Like, I mean, the thing that blows my mind, if you were ever going to do a gimmick where, you know, Kurt Angle had an illegitimate child out there, why wasn't it fucking Chad Gable? Like, why?
Right.
How did it end up being someone else?
JV brings up a good point here and everything about how
no way. JV?
Well, yes. Because
kidding, bro.
Because Carl Anderson's going at Wrestle Kingdom 17 and everything of maybe we don't make him go over super hot. Maybe he takes an L right before he goes over there, just because you're going to go and be on somebody else's show real quick. Just getting petty up in this.
Yeah, but I mean, you still want the OC to look decent, right? I mean, they got name value, sort of. They have a bit of the off.
Well, especially in New Japan.
Yeah, like, I mean.
That's Bullet Club.
Yo, what if Carl Anderson goes there and shocks the world and wins and brings the belt back to WWE?
Well, as Gable gets tossed on the outside on top of Otis.
A lot of people, and Dave Meltzer, one of them, are making a lot of assumptions about the relationship that New Japan has with everybody. And some people seem to be dead set on A plus B equals C. But if there's D, E, and F in this equation, you have no idea who's going where, who's making backdoor deals, who's shaking hands. I don't think everything's as cut as dry as some people have reported.
Well, I was even going to say with how we've seen alleged, potentially leaked accusational reports and everything that Kyrie's going to show up in the Women's Rumble.
So what does that tell you? Like, where people are automatically assuming, well, Sasha goes to that show, it means she has nothing. Like, the only way that's possible is she's done with the WWE and blah 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 blah. Now, some good sources have reported that may be the case anyway, for a lot of reasons. But I mean, again, you don't know if Kyrie Sane is working both ways, and you know they've agreed. You know, they could have just mailed New Japan that belt from Carl Anderson, but they're making.
Well, I was going to say. It's still, no matter what, at the end of the day, whether I think it's Sasha's going over there because it's per appearance and everything. I think she's going over there potentially set up something that's going to happen in the Women's Rumble, and we get to maybe a Kyrie versus Sasha match at WrestleMania. Maybe, who knows? But I think that the forbidden door is fully open, and New Japan's played the catbird seat in this whole situation of that. They could go and work with AEW. At Wrestle Kingdom 17 right now, it's set up to where AEW superstars, Impact superstars, and WWE superstars are all going to be still under the same roof as New Japan stars.
That's what I mean. And the fact that you have people who are contractually obligated to the WWE taking part in something like this, it's been a long time since they've had that much involvement in other people's promotions.
Oh, absolutely. Well, they've finally really reached out and branched out to Western promotions, especially since they've tried to work New Japan Strong and everything. And I will remind people we are on a commercial break. So if you haven't gotten a prediction in yet for OC versus Alpha Academy, let us know. If you have anything important to say, there's a super chat, all of that. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. That's KJ White. I am, the ho clause.
You're the hoe clause. So
I don't know.
You're a hoe clause. Okay.
The ho pause.
Right. I want to see FTR versus Usos versus the OC. That'd be awesome in 2023. Damien and others love the idea of like triple threat. I love like one-on-one. Like,
You're
or
still telling me that the tag team division would just like, where do you go from here? Is, and I know you're gonna, I'm gonna save them for the last because I know your reaction. If you get the Usos versus FTR,
you don't
versus
know
Briscoes versus Young Bucks.
Why did you add the Young Bucks into that?
And see, that's why I said I'm gonna save them for the last because I know your reaction.
You don't know me.
I know you very well. Pause.
I mean, again, what do you do with the Young Bucks? Are the Young Bucks going to be able to, not kind of go the same route?
What if they're just there to eat the fucking pin?
I don't know about that. I don't know if they're willing. I don't know if that works for them, brother.
What if they don't have a fucking say in it?
Okay, fine. Not fucking with my hypothetical, KJ.
Yeah. Or fantasy booking on fantasy booking and everything. But Chad Gable right now, he had a submission hold on Carl Anderson and gets a boot to the face for that. Smart Mark says, who is the most underrated performer of 2022? Gable would certainly be a candidate. Well, Smart Mark, you can tune into Thursday when we've got these beautiful bastards. I know it's hidden in the Christmas tree there, I feel like.
Totally looks like the Predator in the tree, the Christmas time Predator.
The Golden Cage days here. We get our, for life he's on. We get our, Academy Awards, our Golden Grammys, our Slammies, all of that.
Our Golden Grammys, our Slammies.
Right. Swimmy Schwammy.
Again, one of the most watched videos of the channel history was the 6 month. We did a halfway mark Golden Lifey Awards, and
that's just proof that we know what we're talking about. All those other channels that have award shows and everything like that. No, we were the ones that did a half-year award, and we've been paying attention the long way.
Backdrop by Gallows. Otis duck under. Wow. Discus clothesline by Otis, taking Gallows out. Otis not have a neck. No.
Double splash from Otis Gable breaks up the 2 count on Gallows. Did I somehow end up ahead of you?
What?
I asked if I ended up ahead of you because I just had Otis getting thrown in the turnbuckle.
I think you are slightly ahead of me tonight for whatever particular reason.
It's the holiday spirit. I am Big St. Nick, so that's why, I got that extra, holiday powers here.
Listen, I switched up.
I am like the phenom.
I switched up my situation. I'm in a good place. Things change on a dime, and you just kind of go with it in life. And so I'm pumped. But for whatever reason, I'm slightly behind you on WWE. Which
see, like I said,
I just got a
holiday spirit is here with us, and you should be as well.
1, 2, 3, we got a winner.
What?
We got a winner.
In the middle of my promo. What?
The OC with the dub C.
Goddamn. I still like that I called months ahead of time that we were going to get the HBIC with the OC.
You did. Very much so. We definitely had that on the radar. A fair shout. And I think it's a fine fit.
Oh, absolutely. We've got all the C's.
The
Atlantic, the Pacific.
Oh, no. Welcome to Wrestling Education.
Right. Education. We've got the Alpha Academy, so I was just providing some education.
Right.
The OC picks up the 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to see the Von Erichs and NXT in the huge get for WWE. I don't know, right? Wait!
The Bloodline,
just
BWO, and not the Blue World Order. The Blood World Order. Pause. Shows up here. 1D on Carl Anderson. So we've got just the Bloodline for those who haven't been paying attention from
1D.
The start of Raw. We've been having the Bloodline running roughshod over Raw, like
running amok, not giving up.
Right. Running it like the NWO. Like I said, the only thing missing is Rey Mysterio. Oh, Christ, we've got Dominic Guerrero. Jesus.
What is why like they're mad? They're
because of USA or because of Cena getting
this is a physical representation of Monday. Monday, just chasing you down and beating the shit out of you every time.
Right.
Monday.
The Bloodline not feeling very oozy.
Yeah, I mean 2-0 for Lauren. We are in another commercial break, so I will remind everybody, if you don't know, that above us tells you we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. We are the alternative commentary to all the shows, folks, and we are just getting started. We got cool things coming your way in 2023. We got our new buddy Cliff working on some real cool stuff behind the scenes, and we're looking forward to it. So thank you for being here. We will be back tomorrow. NXT. We're running through that. The New Day are going to defend against Brooks and Dunn. You'll figure it out if you watch with me. Dynamite on Wednesday, the Holiday Bash. We'll be back for that. And then Thursday, the first annual For Lifey Awards, where we go through our nominees and our selections for best wrestler, male, female, tag team, biggest botch, best hardcore or extreme match or death match. We're going to go through a bunch of categories. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. We might be looking Zapper. So tune in. Don't miss that. And, of course, on what we call Tibbs Eve, the eve before Eve.
What?
Yeah, it's a long story. But that being said, yeah, doubleheader on Friday on the eve of Christmas Eve. And, yeah, folks. And then, you know, we'll step aside and let Santa do his thing. And then we'll be back at it on the Monday, rolling through the rest of that week as well, bringing you all the way to the new year. Like, subscribe, tell everybody you know we're here, and don't miss out on anything. Click that little bell. You never know when we're going to pop up with something fun.
Oh, absolutely. And like to piggyback off what this man said, and for those who have been here for a hot minute, you've heard me say this before, but big things popping, little things stopping, up to something season never sleeps. And especially like this man said earlier, when what was it, January 2nd, when we just break past into 2023, we'll still be under, well, that's when we'll just make double digits of being a channel and everything.
Imagine
like
10 months on January 2nd. Blows my mind that we haven't even hit 1 year yet. Like,
couple of Steve Weisers, what?
Cheers.
Right. But absolutely no. 2023, kicking off the next evolution of Wrasslin for Life Network, 100%.
Let's go. So thank you for being here, folks. Now, if you are new here, we do take predictions on every match currently. We'll find out what's coming up next, but we'll take a prediction on every match. We will take a rating out of 10, and we love seeing how the fans feel about each show. So give us those fans ratings. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave, or come back at the end at least and give us a number.
Absolutely. And so I guess Jack's going to go out there and take on the Bloodline. So I guess tune in, folks, because we're going to see Jack's debut on WWE television of taking out the Bloodline here.
Captain Jack Sparrow. I mean, Silverman.
Oh, I've got a video package for the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. The wheeling dealing, kiss stealing, limousine riding, jet flying.
What?
Yeah, trust me. I've been trying to hold back, you know.
Right.
Holidays, the cold season, you know, you got to make sure the throat's still good and everything.
Save the throat.
Right.
Now,
is it interesting that we've gone from Ric Flair was ousted from WWE to now we're going to have a documentary, and WWE is going to be very heavily involved in that, but we didn't want to be involved in the Vince one.
He's confirmed for Rumble as well. He's confirmed for Rumble as well. So I guess Triple H and the peeps got together and they were willing
number one entry.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? And in number one.
All right. We're back from action right now. We've got the Bloodline. Well, we've got Jey Uso right now with a microphone. We've got the Usos and Sammy,
and they're so good.
Court in the ring.
So Adam Pearce and security are they got a little wall at the end, and they're letting them have a promo, which is not usually the case.
I was gonna say, what place of fucking business is this? Go to your job right now and say, let me tell you one more thing, and see if they sit there and just let you finish.
Right? Okay, go ahead. You were saying?
Right, all right. You can finish all the way out in the parking lot.
Bronson Reed. Oh, listen, that'll be a check mark, KJ, if that comes to fruition.
I was going to say, don't threaten me with a good time.
I think I was just joking when I said it. Like, put him in the Bloodline. It's close.
He's the one that shows up and kicks Sammy out. We thought it was going to be Solo.
This is good shit.
Well, it's the Bloodline, so of course it is.
But they're acting like it's got that anti-authority vibe where they're getting huge pops for what they're saying. Sammy's over his shit.
This act has become face. I don't know why everyone's keep looking at them like heels. This has become the face fucking. This is the top act, face or heel, just top act. Period. In fucking professional wrestling.
Okay. Yeah.
MJF take a seat. John Moxley take a seat. Blackpool Combat come take a seat. Bullet Club take a seat. Mm-hmm. No, this is top.
This was wicked. Like they're just them marching through the hallway. Oh, here comes security. And Shane and Sugar. Why is he not in? Why does the Hurricane not come out? Why would you send Shane Helms?
He's there and then he's not there and then stand back. There's a hurricane coming through.
He should be standing there with the Hurricane mask on in a suit.
No, I'm telling you, the camera's going to cut away, and then he's just going to disappear, and then he'll come back, and then all of a sudden you hear, "Stand back! There's a hurricane coming through." All
right. So the Troublemakers have agreed to leave the ring. They're parting ways again. Very, very, very calm and accommodating security. You don't always get that,
but it's very for life. NWOE.
Ronnie Claus is coming.
What?
Bronson Reed could return tonight. That would be awesome.
Absolutely. Oh!
Yeah, they're not going to walk out clean. They just beat up half the locker room. Someone's got to answer.
But it's AJ Styles. We're going to get AJ versus Roman.
They're going to get AJ versus Jay.
That would, honestly, and this is...
Oh, no, he's got Sammy.
Don't give me... Well, I wouldn't mind AJ versus Sammy, but still, wouldn't it be full circle if when AJ made his debut at the Royal Rumble and Roman was in the ring and they cut the back again to Roman and everything and missed AJ's entrance and you play that into a storyline and see they cared so much about you.
Right.
You give one last ride to the Cowboy, one last ride for AJ Styles, and you have OC versus Bloodline, 100%.
Interesting. Listen, we didn't expect this tonight. We didn't know that the Bloodline were going to show up and just start laying boots to people. We did not expect any of this. So Lit Match Wrestling, as we get a replay of what happened between Becky and Alt Control Delete last week. One way to hinder the Bloodline is Orton returning, punting the Usos, putting them out for weeks. Well, that's a tall order, and we don't know what we're going to get with Randy Orton. Now, I do think if Randy Orton does come back, he is destined to have something with Cody Rhodes. Destined.
Oh, absolutely. Tell me that doesn't have it written all over it.
Absolutely.
You have heel Randy versus babyface Cody Rhodes. But I think you're going to get KO is going to be the one that tears apart the Bloodline from the inside because he's going to get to Sammy. We're going to see that turn on to Sammy. It's going to be heartbreaking.
Yeah. You know, I gave my heart and soul for this company. You ran away. You came back, and everyone cared about you, and I was sitting on the shelf hurt. And then they're giving updates on your injury, but nobody's talking about Randy Orton. RKO out of nowhere. Goodbye.
Oh, you're staying with Randy. I was staying with KO. He just comes out here. What are you doing? This isn't you.
Oh, no, that's going to be sorry, completely. Yeah, all right. Yeah. We ended up on different tracks on that one.
Fair enough. Well, speaking of on different tracks, we've got Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair backstage right now with Byron Saxton, the man who's somehow still employed.
Listen, Kevin Patrick made me miss Byron Saxton. I don't want to hear your shit.
Byron Bot 3000. He made you miss the Byron Bot 3000.
Oh my God. And you know what? Byron's better in the back doing stuff like this than he is up front. But Kevin Patrick, he just has no Jimmy Jam.
Well, that's why we're here, why we're the alternative commentary, because we saw guys like Kevin Patrick, guys like Excalibur, and we said, all right, you can hold that. You can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at. I got you.
Okay. Right.
Anything you can do, I can do better. We've got Alexa talking about abandonment. So do you think that Uncle Howdy, Bray Wyatt, what have you, is actually trying to like possess Alexa, and we're going to get back to that, or do you think they're coming for Alexa?
Well, it seems now she's talking about like she's a shell of herself, but they're like, I mean, they keep, I mean, almost too much so that they're teasing it. So I want them to like, so Alexa's friends with Belair, but it looks like she's, you know, slowly being taken over by the moth. And just like Uncle Howdy, we're all kind of sitting in pattern. Just give us a little more, give us a little more. So at any moment, this TV could flash and Alexa could just beat the shit out of Belair. We don't know. I'm compelled by it because I like Alexa and she hasn't done much. You know, she went to therapy, didn't work or kind of worked. I mean,
she still had Lily. The fact that I know what Lily is bothers me. Alexa pointing out how she was winning championships way before Bianca. Well, that tends to happen when you get called up to the main roster and you sign with the company before somebody. It's like your coworker saying, I was here way before you. Yeah, that just means you got fucking hired first.
Yeah, I know, pretty much. We'll see how
right. Oh, what the?
There we go. We got flickering. Maybe she hits. Yeah, there you go. Yes, I kind of called it. You saw it.
Go ahead. You can have that before you take your pause for the cause.
Right.
Before you walk off like Alexa.
Right.
I'll just lay here smashed into the face like Bianca. Why?
Just getting hit with the flower. Like, again, so we're playing this up. Obviously, Bray or Uncle Howdy or, I don't know, Cousin Vince. I don't know what the fuck's happening, but clearly.
Cousin Vince?
Yeah. Right?
My cousin Vinny?
Cousin Vinny? I don't know who this shit.
He's the legal defense for Bray versus LA Knight.
Right. But what I like this time is she actually went through with an act of violence. Oh, we're getting the ladder match next, folks. I will be right back. Enjoy that pretty face. And yeah, let's go. Ladder match. Dexter, MIZ. Why is this happening? We're not quite sure. And hopefully this is over with when we get to it. And I'm just stalling because I can't find the right button.
Fair enough. Now you know how I've been there.
Where's the overlay for this one? Oh, yeah, I put it in.
You made it.
There you go. Bye.
There you go. Bye-bye. Yeah, so apparently maybe this is a beautiful face. I don't know. Well, right now I'm getting the MIZ coming out. So give me your thoughts and feelings on Alexa, if she's being possessed by Bray, by the Circle, by Uncle Howdy, or if she's getting, she's going to be maybe the first victim from them, what have you. I feel weird even saying that because I know Bray, when he was doing the whole White Rabbit thing, he put out tweets of, about like the devil doesn't forget, what have you, and it was talking towards Alexa. So it's so interesting that I know we talked about like Days of Our Lives and everything beforehand, but if there's anything that's very soap opera-y when it comes right now to professional wrestling, it's the whole Bray Wyatt thing. But also, give me your predictions for the MIZ versus Dexter Lumis in a winner takes all. I don't know who's taking what. Apparently, I thought Dexter had already won, his money back. Oh, we're getting all the money on the line. So that's what it is. Fair enough. Because I just saw the money bags. I thought Dexter had already won that, but I guess I'm wrong. But so give me your predictions on MIZ versus Lumis in a ladder match. And let me know anything else you want to talk about right now in professional wrestling as we're on a commercial break. And we're getting a Miracle on 34th Street fight. We're getting an advertisement for SmackDown later this week. Because absolutely, folks, we're not only here for Monday Night Raw, we'll be here for tomorrow night for NXT Live. We'll be here on Wednesday night for Dynamite, a Holiday Smash, Holiday Bash, doing the Monster Mash. What? And then we're on Thursday. I know you've already heard this, but for anybody who hasn't already, or anyone that wasn't paying attention, we got the Golden Cage Aids, our end of the year awards show. After we already did the half year awards show on Thursday, and then we're here for a double header. We've got send you off onto Christmas Eve and Christmas and all the holidays and everything on Friday with SmackDown and Rampage. So absolutely be a friend, tell a friend. Carter says the MIZ wins. Mike says Dexter. Small market is definitely based on Barry Windham, but Windham was just in the hospital. Now, no way it hits the Stalker Windham. I see some people have reached for the slight comparison to his uncle Barry Windham and everything, but I feel like that's how there's been constant comparisons throughout this whole thing of at one point, what was it? The directions took you to one spot, and then they also took you to a giant pink bunny that was sitting there on Google Maps and everything. So I think some of this stuff they might have accidentally backslid into. Harry, what up? How you doing, folks? Dale, next week on Monday will be 22 best moments of the year. No wrestling show. Fair enough. Well, maybe we'll just replay our one show. We'll have to wait and see when it comes to that, or we'll just recap, and we'll give our ratings on the moments of the best moments in 2022. We'll be here. I know we'll be here. Damn it! I was just trying to figure out how. Terrence says Alexa Bliss is clearly a sleeper agent for Bray Wyatt. See, I still think, and KJ, I'm sure will come back and tell me how I'm wrong with this and try and point out 7 different, reach arguments and everything about how there's going to be a Wyatt 6, there's going to be all of this and that and the third and everything. I still think this is 100% just Bray Wyatt with a shattered personality gimmick. I think it's basically just him doing split of, I think that's why we saw Uncle Howdy still come out in prosthetics and everything, why we even saw the Firefly Funhouse characters show up at Extreme Rules and never revealed themselves or anything. At this point, what are we waiting for? That's my biggest issue with this whole thing is we need to start pulling some of these strings together. Everything at this point's kind of been going on for, and I know it feels weird because we're so used to wrestling storylines barely even making it out of a week. But this is starting to get now too long in the tooth of just we're not getting point A to point B. We're getting more point A to maybe point F or maybe point J or what have you. We're not getting anything that directly correlates and continues the progression. But so they've just been playing the MIZ's entrance this whole time during this commercial break. But so folks, let me know who you're taking in a winner takes all match. We've already saw Ricky Starks and MJF in a winner takes all match. Winner is coming, but let me know who you're taking, whether it's the Miz or Dexter Lumis. It's like not knowing who Ric Flair is. What? What are we talking about? All right, y'all having a different contract or a different conversation, but they've bigging up how there's basically a 6-figure contract in the bags of money hanging over the ring right now. So I'm getting Dexter Lumis coming out. And he's coming out with Johnny Gargano too as well. Yes, we'll be here. But this match almost feels redundant at this point a little bit. Of does Johnny ruin the impact of creepy Lumis? Not exactly, because I feel like they're almost gonna halfway try and set up the way. I mean, we've already heard talks about how Indy might be getting called up, where we've got heel Austin Theory, so that might still be a little bit of a stretch, but we don't know what we're doing with Candace, what have you. I feel like they might just try and do the way, or at least some version of it on the main roster, because where do we go from the Miz with here? I feel like there's more. Dexter hasn't been on TV as much when it comes to the main roster than the Miz has. The Miz can do with some time away. He can go film another 5 reality shows, what have you, and everything. At this point, the Miz is established. Lumis is still, you really have to have watched NXT or Impact to really know much about him, I feel, or his little brief run in NWA. But speaking of all of that, I'm taking Dexter Lumis for this match as Miz with He drop kicks the ladder into Lumis on the outside. Ronnie says, I would have saved Bliss versus Belair for the Royal Rumble. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, if we're going to get, and Lumis splashes the ladder up on Miz. But if we're going to get 2 Rumble matches, potentially a Hell in a Cell, all of that, do we also, and I think we've also seen allegedly we're going to get Ronda versus Raquel for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Do we also need a second Women's Championship? Do we then get too long on the tooth when it comes to, the pay-per-view and everything? And we also still might get, I think right now the perceived plan is Roman versus KO at the Royal Rumble. So I think that's almost 5 matches right there of maybe you wouldn't want a title match like that on the pre-show. So I think that they still need to, and they've seen that dip in ratings. I think, what was it? A Raw either last week or the week before got a 1.5. Oh, as Dexter throws Miz right into the ladder set up in the corner. But I think that you still need to have those matches that are going to draw people to watch your weekly TV show. Because they have run into that problem, and we've even dealt with it on the channel and everything, of they will wait to the ultra last minute to advertise stuff that's going to be on the show. Christ, that's how we saw Roxanne Perez win the NXT championship and then turn around Mandy Rose's release because shit was still planned on the last minute fly. So there is still that element as well. DiBiase's coming back. I don't think so about that. Oh, superplex off the top rope. Dexter had the ladder bridge set up. So Dexter with a superplex on the Miz. And again, folks, if you have not given me your prediction for this match so far of who you think is taking this ladder match right now, whether it's the Miz or Dexter Lumis, let me know. But right now, Dexter Lumis is 100% in control here. But no, I've seen names thrown out there like Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, obviously. I've seen Chris Masters try and throw his name out about coming back, or at least coming back for the Rumble. So I wouldn't fully disregard Ted DiBiase, I guess, but I would say it's highly unlikely. Oh. The ladder wasn't sufficient, says Corey Graves. So now, we might be splitting the boys here on Miz from Dexter Lumis. Yep. As we get a shotgun drop kick into the ladder on a low blow on the Miz is set up in the corner there. Raquel will win 6-pack challenge, face Ronda at Royal Rumble for SmackDown. I'm sure she'll win something. I thought she just had her arm broken, everything, but somehow she'll magically, mysteriously recover way faster than she ever should have to end up in a match with Ronda at the Royal Rumble and then somehow still manage to lose, I feel.
And remember, folks, we are a spoiler-free channel around here.
How do we get there?
I was just saying,
just the preemptive warning.
But it's a gauntlet match, Dale, right there. Yes, Blonde 4 Horsemen. There you go. All right. By the way, have you noticed you can hear freaking crickets in this arena right now for this live? Nobody gives a fuck.
Yep.
None given. Not one, dude.
This is your go to the concession stand.
It's a ladder match, and everyone is silent.
Storyline, and honestly, I think a big part of it is the storyline, but also still with a ladder match, you expect some high spots. Who's hitting a high spot here? Dexter Lumis, the Miz. Is Dexter all of a sudden going to break out a 450 splash?
Yeah, and
the Miz going to do a Spanish fly on the top of the ladder now?
Maybe a sunset power bomb.
As I say that, I've got Lumis
Yeah.
grabbing Miz up here like he's gonna do it. I'm like, God,
Oh no way. But here's the
No.
thing, dude. Oh no, okay.
I had both men just dump down into the
Both men eating the ropes. Both men eating the ropes.
Now.
Quiet crowd. Now this whole storyline's been very flat, very like, who cares? Can we move on?
Over like a popcorn fart.
That comment I typoed over while I was on break. You know, you have Dexter's music come on, and it's creepy and it's dark and it almost has that old Jake the Snake vibe.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, this big dude comes out with gloves on, and he's not making any emotion on his face, and he's walking out like he's about to murder somebody. And then behind him, his kid brother comes high kneeing it from behind him, smiling ear to ear.
So what's your
what the fuck?
I was gonna say, so what you're saying is it's very much like when KO and Sammy teamed together and they would come out together, and everybody made that comparison. It was Heart to the Tarot of Nelson. To where you had it was Nelson, and why am I blanking on the nerd's name from The Simpsons? But you had what?
Ralph?
Not Milhouse.
Wow, double blank.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you had those two teamed up together, and they literally did the exact same thing. Martin, yes, Martin Prince.
Yes. All right, vitamin brain kicked in. Woohoo! But folks, no, I mean it's an interesting dynamic here where I think if you want, like, you had an opportunity to reintroduce Dexter when he first arrived, just in the crowd. It was perfect until it became this. If it was just he decided nobody likes me and nobody's talking about me, so I'm just going to show up to wrestling shows and start fucking with people, it would have been perfect. And then he comes out with his dark music, and he literally just appears. And at any point, your favorite baby face is on warning. Dexter could take him.
You want to know who did that? You want to know who did that? Wow. And we watched him, or at least saw him on Saturday. What about me? What about Raven?
Yeah. Like, I mean,
what about me? What about Dexter?
Yeah, like, I feel like it was a bit of a missed opportunity in the sense of when you bring Dexter back into the mix, you have a really good chance to present him as like this maniacal, cold-blooded, Dexter-esque villain. And instead, it's been, the Hollywood Times with the Miz. And to me, the Miz is like the Jericho of WWE, where he can either get you over real well, or he can suck the life right out of your heat.
Well, with the whole Dexter thing's been more paparazzi instead of popularity. It's been more of he just looks like this, almost like fanboy type thing with the Miz, and it's like you said, he's kind of been weighed down by that. The Miz is always a tricky figure when it comes to WWE and everything, because you still have that contingent that no matter what, the Miz sucks. And then you have that group that appreciates the Miz for what he is, but very much acknowledges he is what he is. That's where he's topping out at.
Yeah, like, I mean, again, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, he has become a bit of a gatekeeper and such in his later years in career, but he's had a long career. And at times, listen, man, I wish Daniel Bryan would come back, and they have a few, because it's money. When he digs into a compelling storyline, you believe him, because he has been overlooked. He has been mistreated. I think the problem is when he first started hitting that note, it worked really well. And now 5 years removed from hearing it, you're like, all right, Miz, we're kind of over you at this point. You're not.
Yeah, but you can't do that and be on 3 reality shows at the same time.
You and your gigantic balls.
You're right. You can't do the Cody Rhodes thing of like, I'm such an underdog, yet tune into TNT Fridays at 8 to watch, Rhodes House.
Is not making a sound. 2 men are fighting on atop a ladder, and not one person is moving. Was the week before Christmas, and all through the Raw, not a creature.
And all through the Raw, not a creature was stirring. Not even KJ Claus.
Dexter
and up on the ladder did Miz rise. So with such a clatter.
Yeah, I don't like main.
The Miz is gonna win. Why? What?
What?
Why?
Which has to
How do professional wrestlers somehow use the inability to use their legs when it comes to ladder matches?
Well, but what I love is like how the carabiner thingy becomes like the most complex. It's like a fucking
right.
Like they got to put like
it makes me always think of the Carlin bit, the seatbelt.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm a simple man. I do not possess an engineering degree. Did you say place the buckle over and around the small metal flap, or place the small metal flap into the buckle? Seatbelt, high tech shit. Carabiner, high tech shit.
Big neck breaker on the off the apron onto the apron, sorry. And Johnny there to give, like, see, Johnny to me is out of place. And why does the baby face have a friend at ringside? If you want to show like Johnny standing in the back with his arms crossed or clapping, fine. But to me, Johnny's just get out of the way.
Help me, motherfucker.
Get out of the way.
Help me to help you. Help me to help you.
It's no DQ. Kick the guy. He's beating me up.
Right. He should not win. The Miz should not win. Dude, you were there. You let him climb the fucking ladder.
You let him climb the ladder?
You're a shitty friend.
We're good guys. Fuck that. I want to win. It's like
as Lumis is getting sandwiched in the ladder right now. And Johnny again is just sitting there. Oh.
Listen, if he goes back to wearing neon vests, I'm going to be very disappointed. That's another guy that I think the booking, even post Triple H coming to be the man, has been a little.
Well, they've even messed up the music, and good God, the Miz has lost his damn mind because the man's just throwing every folding chair. He threw the damn ring bell chair at him, everything.
Any particular reason why they were storing 17 chairs behind that one? Where were they planning a party in that corner?
Well, it's when you record Main Event and NXT Level Up and all that shit afterwards.
Way to rationalize my jokes. Way to rationalize my jokes, sir.
Exactly.
He found more chairs.
What comes around is all around, Ricky.
There's at least 45 people that got an email today that said, sorry, your seat has been taken.
Oh, I was about to say, if we're going to really rationalize what's under a professional wrestling ring,
oh my God,
there's a whole little people's court under there that we don't need to talk about.
What are you going to pull out now, buddy? What else you got? Oh, he put the table back because he hates the fans. Boo. That's a good move. Good move.
Do you think, and this could be me getting ultra subliminal, ultra meta and everything, because we watched BCW where their owner sat there and took a shot.
That was amazing.
At WWE because they pulled Devon.
That was
and so the Miz goes for a table as Johnny goes into the barricade.
Yeah, like Miz is just laying waste to Johnny right now, folks. But for those who don't know what we're talking about, we watched BCW. They did a tribute to Extreme. And the owner, manager, president, all of the above, not just a client. He's also
Paul Bischoff, Eric Heyman.
Right, but the BCW Tony came out and cut a shoot promo on the WWE for pulling Devon Dudley last minute. So, and then he went on to announce that in March he's going to do a pay-per-view involving in the main event, 6 former WWE superstars, which 2 of which may be signed back to the WWE by the time we get
I was going to say, he just named that guy and that guy and that guy and that guy. So he just gave Papa Paul a shopping list. But the crowd's come alive for this right now because we just got a earnage from Dexter Lumis onto the Miz onto the top of the table or the announcer table. And now we've got set up. We've got conveniently, there's a ladder set up nearby.
Well, I mean, they were sitting up around the ring, Nick. It is proper symmetry when they do. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Right.
Rationalize your joke.
Listen.
What? Linda.
Listen, Linda, I can't do nothing. As Dexter Lumis is up top of the ladder.
All right, Dexter going all the way up.
Coming up here.
You know, part of me almost hoped that he could come back as Sam Shaw. Not to break kayfabe here. He misses.
Oh, no, he made the table. Just Miz wasn't there.
Yeah, no, that's fully what I expected. Leg drop? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh! Yeah, I'm like 7 seconds behind you. It's funny as that shit.
That's fine. And I have to keep refreshing.
Exciting. No, anyway. Even though the Miz own wife, Maurice, is not out there with him, right?
Yes, that's unfair point. Fair point about how Maurice isn't even out there.
Well, she should. Yeah, she shouldn't be.
Johnny Wrasslin there to be the support animal,
right,
to Dexter Lumis.
Wow, and to have one of these moments, Nick, of like back in my day, it was generally the heels that outnumbered the baby faces. It's rare that there was more baby faces than heels, because standard practice would tell you want the hero to be at a disadvantage, not the bad guy. You're like, oh, poor Miz has to fight two guys, and he's doing good.
Oh, absolutely. I was going to say Miz was about to win until Dexter Lumis, came back to life and is now smashing his head off the top of the ladder. Miz thrown into the corner, so Lumis is going to win here.
The tattooed Frankenstein.
And I like how they're saying, he's going to be a rich guy. Oh! I would freeze right now. He's here! He's here! He's here!
Oh, he's here! Yes! That's amazing!
Jonah
Bronson Reed is in the mother.
Is the hired gun for the Miz and costs Dexter Lumis. Wow.
Let's go, folks.
Bronson Reed going right now up to the top row.
Why are you not
big
everyone
splash.
you know about wrestling? Anyone you talk to about wrestling, anywhere you find your wrestling, why are you not letting them know that Bronson Reed is back and get over here to talk about it right now? Let's go.
Absolutely.
I've been waiting for this, man. I knew. Listen, Bronson was a fave of Triple H, and I don't think I'm wrong by surmising that the way he was booked. And then all of a sudden he was North American champion, then he was gone. And you're like, whoa, wait, what? And I liked him. We saw him have a rivalry with PCO this year. Like, Jonah had a good year.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know if this is the best way to use him, if he's just now the hired gun for the Miz. Scott says, who liked my tweet? I'm not sure. Who liked our tweet? What?
Did anyone like our tweet? Let's go. Get over there.
Right. But so Bronson Reed, Jonah is here and helping the Miz. He literally helped him back up the ladder. So we have Damian Sandow, Damian Jonah helping the Miz win.
Oh, man. So the crowd is.
I love that Jonah's here. I love that Bronson Reed's here. Just why here? Like, why in this story?
Yeah. I mean, I surmised he'd be involved in maybe something a little more important, but I'm just happy he's back. So I'm kind of looking past.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, you give me Dexter Reed and Bronson.
Dexter Reed and Bronson Lumis.
Yes.
But no, I think that this could be a placeholder until we get to Rumble and we get a split at Rumble.
It's not bad. And again, if you kind of run like the same kind of gambit you did between Bronson and PCO, where it's like Bronson's this big beast, but Dexter will not give up, will not quit, will not die.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and like you said, at the end of the day, we have Jonah, we have Bronson Reed back in WWE, 100%. I need hamburger buns now. Tweet. What?
What was that?
Again, what? Why are you sending me your grocery list on tweets? What?
All right, now quickly, I will remind everybody that if you had the Miz on your bingo card, you got a point. Also, that if you want this man to go off on a what rant, it costs $1. You just put what in the super chat, and we will send Nick on his way.
Well, no, yeah. Hold on. Well, then here I'm gonna let my vocal cords hear up for a quick minute here while you do that. As you got Seth Rollins right now backstage, very much feeling the holiday spirit. But if we're gonna do anything with that, then I need to let my vocal cords.
So Seth freaking Rollins will be up next. Well, folks, we are rolling through another Monday Night Raw. We are in Christmas week here on the channel. As you can see, we are feeling festive. Nick is taking a little pause for the cause. We are reminded that we are getting Becky and Bayley up later tonight. It's going to be a really good match. I mean, hopefully, no matter how it goes, we're still going to get a quality match between two quality wrestlers. And right now here on Raw, to give everyone a live update, we do have the replay of the Usos, of Solo, of Sammy laying waste to just a bunch of the WWE roster, including the OC. And yeah, I mean, interesting times. We did not expect. We get a very NWO vibe here tonight with the Bloodline. Love Raven God. Good one, Nick. Yeah, you know, Raven's a gem, one of my favorites ever. And I mean, it's been a while, but I mean, the man is a legend. And we did see him this weekend on BCW. So we're getting the replay of AJ Styles and the OC trying to fight back against the Bloodline, being held back by security. I have no idea what's going on, folks. We did open the show with a quick promo from Roman about John Cena's involvement. By the way, thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know. John Cena returning on the last SmackDown of the year to team up with KO and take on Roman and Sammy. You can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on that decision. Here comes AJ Styles. 2-1, 2-1. So yes, Lumis did lose. If you're just tuning in, Dexter Lumis took the L tonight. Bronson Reed has returned to the WWE, and he took out Dexter Lumis and helped the Miz get the W. Dun, dun, dun. I need a hamburger puns not tweet. Oh. Nope, Shane is at headquarters. All right, okay, fine. Lauren, I don't know where we're going with that. Greatest of all time, John Cena. Very excited to see the franchise December 30th. I mean, it's funny. His last chance to get a match in for 2022 comes in at the wire, but I mean, I think it's going to be a fun night. I think it's a great way to cap off 2022. Hopefully, it's a big night for the company. Hopefully, you guys will tune in and watch along with us as we do for all the shows. If you are new here, don't forget, like, subscribe, and don't ever forget, if you want some company, if you want to watch wrestling with your wrestling friends you can't get in your day-to-day life, we are here all the time, all week long. NXT, Dynamite, our weekly podcast. This week we have our awards. Double header on Fridays with SmackDown and Rampage. And then on the weekends, we hit as many pay-per-views as we can do. We did House of Glory and BCW this past weekend. And grateful to the 1.8K that showed up and said hi for that ECW special and the House of Glory Revelation. It was an outstanding night of action. And we will be back all year long. We got more coming your way. And yeah, exciting times. So thank you for being here. We are on a commercial. As we move forward, we'll get more. But keep the chat alive. Keep it going. Let us know what is on your wrestling mind. What do you want to talk about? What wrestling topics have you stumbled on that you're curious about? Anything that is on your wrestling mind, we are here. It's open game. But remember, nothing but positive vibes around here, and we're nothing but family. So thank you. And we do appreciate the chat rolling along. Dun, dun, dun. Do you think Sami Zayn or Solo Sikoa is going to get kicked out of the Bloodline group? I think Sammy's more likely to get kicked out. I think a lot of us had taken the early prediction of, Sammy gets pinned next week. John Cena comes back. Maybe KO pins Sammy. But we feel like Sammy is going to take the fall in this match, and it might begin to continue. You might, see more of a splintering in the Bloodline and their relationship with Sammy moving forward. It feels like that's where we're heading. And again, keep in mind, There's a pretty big pay-per-view coming to Montreal. You know Sammy's roots and where he's from. Big shout out to all the Canadians. But that, for me, sets up, if Sammy somehow ends up on the outs, maybe it's Sammy versus Jey Uso, maybe it's Sammy versus Roman. Who knows? There's a lot of possibilities here, and I think it feels like it's just setting up that way. And Sammy's got himself so over, it feels right. It feels like a very sensible transition with this story, a very sensible next step. Sammy, because him and KO versus Usos at Mania 39. Not a bad shout. I really, really want to see the FTR versus the Usos at WrestleMania 39, just for the record. I really hope that happens. Who do you think is next for Triple H to bring back? Apparently it's Bronson Reed. Or are you saying after Bronson Reed? Because if you guys just tuned in, Bronson Reed has returned to the WWE. He didn't go to NXT. He is on the WWE main roster. He's officially Bronson Reed again. They didn't go by Jonah. They give him back his old name. And here comes Honorary Oos. Is this like a remix of his stand? Interesting. Am I wrong? I don't recall hearing this entrance music with Sammy very often. The certified Oosologist is in the house, folks. And if you want to get your prediction in tonight, we have Sami Zayn. We have AJ Styles. This should be a banger. Right in the middle of Monday Night Raw. We're an hour and a half plus into our stream tonight. And again, we are the alternative commentary to all your favorite wrestling. Remix Sammy theme. There you go. Dale, fact checking again. Report, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. Let's see what this says. I think Sami Zayn don't want to be kicked. No, he doesn't want to be kicked out. It's going to be heartbreaking. Nick and I talked about it. It's that Ralph Wiggum moment where, he gets his heart ripped out. And you feel that. Like, you can see where his heart broke. I think they're going to destroy him emotionally. I think it's going to make him a more sympathetic baby face. The fans that are already behind him because, he's done nothing but win himself over with, being charismatic, being entertaining. So when this all plays out, he might be like a nuclear level babyface, and it might really swing Roman further into a pure heel again, opposed to kind of sitting on the fence right now. And some would say he's fallen over into the babyface side completely. So, I mean, it would really swing it the other way, especially if you bring that match to Montreal. Roman they'll eat him alive. They're not going to take it easy on Roman in Montreal. Come on, AJ. There you go. AJ Styles. Till the turn. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, which sounds terrible. I'm not rude. I like what they've done, but I do think there's a lot of avenues, right? Does KO help them? Do they form a tag team? Or is it, or does Sammy go after the belt with just the help of KO? Is KO lined up with Solo? So there's a lot of possibilities. And then what if in the new year FTR returns? Now you got kind of Sammy, KO, FTR taking on the Bloodline. And as you get into Mania, do you see the fall of the Roman Empire a little bit? Maybe. Or at least the setback of the Roman Empire. Oh, Sammy hanging AJ up on the top rope. Sammy's idea to stay. Well, I mean, if Roman and the boys turn on him, if there's reasons, right? If you start having situations where there's literally a battle back and forth, I mean, who knows? Who knows? AJ with a big elbow. Oh, no, Sammy with the big elbow, sorry. All right, Sammy digging his knees into AJ. Sammy in control, doing a little dance, folks. If you haven't made a prediction, get one in, get one in. Let's go, let's go, let's go. The solo whisperer is what they're calling Sammy. Another nickname for Sammy. I don't see Adam Cole, though, either. I don't know where we got Adam Cole into this conversation. Come on, AJ. Get him. Get him. No, Lauren, the bloodline will turn on Sammy. 100%, Jack. That seems the most plausible, the only plausible way to get out of it, like, you know, fully at this point. Well, if the storyline from Sami Zayn is going to happen, then it should be no problem at all for Sami Zayn. Maybe. It doesn't make sense for Sami to turn on the bloodline. No, it wouldn't. He's a loyal. He's a loyalist. Like he's not going anywhere. He's dedicated, committed, and that's why I think it makes it such a. It's going to be such a big moment, right? Like you really have that. Oh, you know, they just destroyed this man. You have no choice but to cheer for that. You have no choice to back Sammy. You know, it's almost like your Kofi Mania kind of vibe, your Yes Movement kind of vibe of like, how did they destroy this man? Moonsault off the apron, locks the reverse DDT and jams him to the floor. It's a lead up though at Jack. There you go. No sense. No. Oh, I don't know why I added sense. I see Sami Zayn using Jey Uso to help him beat. I don't know about that. I think Jey would be one of the first to kind of stand by Roman and finally get the I told you so moment. I told you he was bad. I told you he's not family. I told you, let me take him out. That's how that's going to play out. The bloodline is the one that will turn on Sammy. Is either the bloodline? There you go. Now I'm back in another commercial break. And again, if you were just tuning in, make sure you give us a prediction. Who do you think? If you're feeling lazy, you can give me an S for Sammy. You can give me an A for AJ. But good match so far. Good pace to it. A little bit of back and forth. Both guys having a turn in control. And yeah, randomly we've kind of set up this surprise little angle between the bloodline and the OC. If you're just tuning in, we basically had the bloodline running through the building, taking out everybody they came across until they decided to come out through the crowd, jump in the ring, jump the OC after their match. And the rest is history. It led to a match between Sami Zayn and AJ Styles. And it will be really interesting to see how this all plays out. I don't think anybody expected, you know, the bloodline to come running through the building like the NWO and start just, you know, laying waste to everybody. So interesting angle there. Also, what are your opinions? What do you feel about, you know, we get a backstage interview between Belair and Alexa Bliss. It goes peachy key and they love each other and everything's good and life is great. And then out of nowhere, we get a flash on the screen and Alexa breaks a vase over her head. So definitely something at play. Definitely Bray Wyatt related. Now, is it we're coming to get you? You're in trouble? Is it, you know, you're mine and you're going to be a part of this and you're going to, you know, go back to the role that you used to play because that's where you belong? I don't know. I mean, it could be a matter of vengeance. Do keep in mind. I mean, the Fiend or the Bray, you know, the Bray Wyatt or one of his personalities or however we're going to look at this could definitely have an issue with how Alexa Bliss, you know, said farewell to the Fiend once upon a time. Yeah, I would kind of go with you on Jack with that on. I would kind of go with you on that, Jack. Completely. There really is only one way to go with it. I mean, you don't have to do it that way, but ultimately it does make sense. And I think it kind of writes itself. You've built this organically. And just because we can sit here and kind of surmise where it's going, if you deliver in the right way, it's still going to be impactful. And it just feels like, you know, it's movie-esque. everything's great. I got everything I ever wanted. Boom. Maybe not. So that's kind of how it goes. I see Sammy completely turning Jay's opinion, Jay being tired of always being Roman's hand, and then being told to do the same since, that's a different angle where everybody, like, we get like the Denzel moment, the training day moment, that where he's pounding his chest and everybody in the gang turns on him. I don't know. Just to keep everyone up to date, AJ Styles and Sammy are back in the ring. They're up on the top turnbuckle, coming back from break. Oh, AJ kind of fell off. Whoops. FDR teams with Rhodes, and you throw one more person in, maybe Austin Theory. I don't see Austin Theory. JV, I feel like a couple times you've tried to slip Austin Theory into everyone but Theory fits for me, and maybe there's someone else out there that fits this mold too. Wow, 2 count by AJ, 2 count. Sammy kicks out the last possible. Woo. Usos will always be with Roman. I think at this point they're pretty solidified. I mean, I do like the possibility of maybe going a different direction, but I don't see it. And that's where it calls into if the bloodline stands strong, the honorary Uso is honorary no more. And it gives a purpose for KO and him to reunite because Sammy can't take the bloodline on alone. And maybe Elias. Maybe it'll be Elias, Sammy, and KO. Brainbuster by Sammy. We got a two. Can you at least tell me what happened tonight, please? That's not for me, so I'll let you answer that. Would you book FTR versus Usos, and who would go over? I would love to see, and I mean, keep in mind, if you're trying to negotiate with a tag team whose contract's coming up, I mean, one thing you can offer, and you can offer to people that no one else can offer. Hey, how would you like to win the tag titles at WrestleMania? You have that WrestleMania is a trump card because so many of us and so many of the professional wrestlers we watch grew up dreaming of being at WrestleMania. So to get there, to have that option, that's great.
Absolutely, to have that option. I like how you missed over my comment there of as the second you said, I got everything I ever wanted. I just thought of the X Factor faction there with Albert and Taz. No, it was Albert and Just Incredible, where they did their knockoff Uncle Cracker song of I got everything I ever wanted, and I'll never give that back.
Right.
Oh, no, you hate X Factor. Sammy right now in control, though.
Okay.
Right. Yo, you're dealing with the X Factor. Jack, answer the man.
But yeah, no, Damien, I really do think it's a possibility where, if FTR came back around the Rumble or at the Rumble and then they get into it, they could definitely run into a program with the Usos where,
I don't give a rat's ass if it's the week before Mania. We have nothing built up. And all of a sudden you turn around and we're getting the last hour, final fucking end of the game here, right before we go home for WrestleMania, and you hear "Say yeah,"
right?
And they're going to turn around and challenge the Usos, and you get that built up. I mean, I know it's not the best build, but you're like, alrighty, I'm strap on and strap in. I'm here for it.
We got Solo coming down the stairwell.
Tope con Solo.
Oh, roll up those.
AJ setting up for the phenomenal forearm. As again, we've still got Solo taking his sweet ass time down the steps, but manages to get there just in time to distract AJ. Now, technically, though, if Solo lands a shot on AJ, it should be disqualification.
Yeah, I mean,
we're following the traditional rules of professional wrestling.
Right. There shouldn't be, I mean, it's weird to have the interaction, right? Like, I mean, in the old days, even before us, you know, that just him going out and beating up the other guy could cause the stoppage of a match.
Right. Well, I mean, it's one of those, and I guess if we're getting Blue Thunder Bomb, the 2 count special, 3, and he wins on a 2 count special. The Blue Thunder Bomb.
Go.
I was about, man's making me eat my own words, but I was about to more just,
I mean,
if it becomes old
there
man.
was an asterisk on that blue one because we had a bit of a solo.
Right, but it's still one of those of
right.
The ref was turned. It's versus, you know, certain other wrestling promotions to where, you know, they're basically doing interference right in front of the ref, and they're just like, what? Oh, and Adam Pearce is calling him out on his bullshit. Remix? What?
Did you hear the remix to Sammy's song that's playing right now?
It's very much like certain other terrible theme songs when they adjust it. I just tend to block it out and just no. I listen to the good version in my own brain.
Adam Pearce has been running around like a madman lately, but with no real authority. You're fired. No, you're not. Shit. My bad.
But does this mean that they're setting up for we're going to get an actual brand split? We're going to get some authority figures. Is William Regal going to be the authority figure of WWE SmackDown?
Yeah, and I think they should make Jerry the King Lawler the manager of SmackDown and let him go crazy.
What? No.
Right? No?
You just predicted a terrible idea.
That's not good.
Right.
Here comes Solo. Sammy gets the W. Are we surprised AJ takes a live TV?
No, the man took 3 years losing on pay-per-views. But so we're getting a so I think somebody else mentioned it before, but so next week's Raw is pretty much just a highlight of 2022.
Wow. Right? FTR, Brock Anderson. I have trouble with Brock Anderson. Brock Anderson looks the same.
Who's older, Arn or Brock?
Oh, dude, it's a tough shout. I feel like Brock has Benjamin Buttons. Like
by the time man's gonna be Ric Flair's age and come out here looking like fucking young whippersnapper.
You're right. Like, no, all jokes aside, and I mean, I just what we've seen of Brock, there is. I mean, he'd have to get a complete kind of fucking brush up and kick in the ass to get a little more of his daddy out of him because he's been very freaking vanilla since he came on the scene.
Right.
To me, he always seemed like my dad's making me do this, so I'm going to half-heart it.
Well, I mean, Grace, we've seen, Arn's got that thing on him. He's got that strap on him and everything. He almost sat there and, pulled it up on Cody and everything. So he's probably like, Brock, get your ass out there.
Right? Good for Sammy. Congratulations. Now live Raw next week. No Raw best of 2022. Yeah, I think we'll be here and we're just going to kind of run through our moments. We'll follow along with the show and talk about what they present.
Holiday special.
The holiday special. We're going to have a lot of kind of...
We're going to have a lot of holiday specials. A lot of ho-ho-hoing going on.
Mm-hmm. The holidays with gigantic balls.
Well, you had to go there. Maybe. CM Punk could make a good general manager as much as I would hate to see him back, but imagine him in charge of SmackDown, that get ratings.
That's not a bad show. If he's like, listen, I tried the wrestling thing and I don't know how it worked out, but maybe I could do this. That's not a bad show.
Apparently, I can't do the wrestling in 2022, so I'm going to just tell people how they should do the wrestling.
Yeah, like imagine if like you had a Seth Rollins kind of face-to-face with Punk saying like, man,
Roman versus Punk and just square it up of they're having a promo off. They're having backstage interactions. Heyman and Punk having backstage interactions week in and week out. Tell me that's not drawn eyes.
No, absolutely. It should be.
Granted, now you could get that if they actually had a feud. If you brought back, like you've talked about it, we've heard all these surprises of who's going to show up in the Rumble. But what if it's, we get, say number 29, we get, I know you're going to come at me for taking your theory here, but what if at 29 we get adrenaline in my soul, something, Cody Rhodes. And then at number 30, we get look in my eyes. What do you see?
I feel like that was kind of my fantasy booking from the minute this all played out. I said one of two things needs to happen. Either they find a way for Punk to return to AEW, and this has all been a money move from the beginning, except Punk got hurt, so they got it stuck in a rough spot. But the other side of that coin for me is that I really think in a business sense, it makes all the right. It checks off all the right boxes to bring Punk in on into WWE programming, and yeah, I think it would explode. I think it would be an opportunity to get these ratings out of the fucking gutter.
Well, and now you say out of the gutter. If we're gonna play the ratings game here. They're low, but they're not even Vince McMahon low. They're low under Hunter, which is still not even a year, much like us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's true. We got time. And I mean, when you're rebuilding, you see what they're doing here is right now. I know some of us, myself included, can get a little impatient at times, but it literally is that slow process of putting the building blocks in place.
Right. Well, it's building that depth, but granted, you've also seen Hunter turn around and say he's not that thrilled with a lot of recent signees that he's brought in and everything.
Yeah, I agree. No, absolutely.
As I've got Seth Rollins coming out right now.
Looking all festive.
Festive. The man's just got a purple velour suit on. How's that festive? The man's looking out here like Hugh Hefner.
I mean, it's glittery. Fuck. Some people like purple.
The man wears nothing but glittery and everything.
He's having a Prince Christmas. What do you want from me?
But it's still, which is the better sing-along? And I guess I'll ask this, and folks, you can even let us know in the super chat. Send your super stickers, all of that fun stuff. Which is the better sing-along when it comes to professional wrestling? Seth Rollins' theme or Jericho with Judas?
Listen, as much as I hate to say this, but I think for me, Judas has lyrics, so I'll give bonus points for the song with the lyrics.
Yeah, this one does too. It's and well, technically it does too at the beginning of Burn It Down.
Burn it down. But everyone just does like the it's instead of going, full fucking sing along. I really want to see what happens now. Does Jericho? I want to see if Jericho beats this kid this week on Holiday Bash or next week.
I hope
he gets that W back in like some fucking gimmick match. Me and you are gonna have a Winnipeg strap match.
Oh God!
Beats the hell out of this kid. Proves a point.
But of course, though, we're in Iowa, so we're in Iowa, so we have to have the hometown boy Seth Rollins out here,
right?
Seth saying, "I'm back, baby. I'm better than ever."
Well, I mean, hometown boy, like you said, and I mean, he's loving it. Sorry, I was distracted by his random little patch of chest hair, just randomly staring at it.
You got lost in the forest that is Seth Rollins' chest hair. What? But absolutely no. Well, he still managed to get himself over, and like we've talked about, I hate to admit it, like Chris Jericho and everything, of even though he's the heel, he's the one you're supposed to say boo earns at and everything.
Right.
You're still singing along with this theme song. He still ended up, after eating 3 straight losses to Cody, he ended up somehow on top still somehow.
Roman. Wow. Roman, Mondays do not belong to you. Seth getting right to the point. The revolutionary.
Down.
A-Town down. Wow. All right. I love.
Yeah, speaking of A-Town down, KJ down. But so I've got Austin Theory coming out right now, and let me know your thoughts, folks, on the, I guess, instant revival of Austin Theory's whole career of the man cashed in or failed cash in on the U.S. title, and then has now gotten the U.S. title, now has solidified himself as, I guess, one of the top guys on Monday Night Raw because he's involved in a feud with Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, and even that whole promo that he cut shortly thereafter of how everybody's instantly like, oh, no, he's still got it. He's still going. And he instantly is getting booed the second he puts the mic to his mouth. Didn't say a thing and instantly getting booed. And this is supposed to, if you were to look at the way that they booked this, folks, this is heel versus heel. Seth is very much the face, and somehow Bobby Lashley, even though he got fired, has become the face. I love that. Seth Rollins even says, so just so we're clear, he sucks, right? And points at Austin Theory. So I guess if in the perceived match that we're getting here of who do you have, Austin Theory or Seth Rollins? That's not a bad point that Austin Theory mentions about how this was the title of Monday Night Raw, because both world titles were on Friday Night SmackDown with Roman Reigns. We've talked about it here before, of very much that they needed to use that opportunity to prop up the U.S. title, and unfortunately they really haven't done it that well, but they're still at least trying to view it as this is the top title on Monday Night Raw, which I do still, I guess, some newer fans don't care for the fact that there's one world title. Certain, I guess, fans of a certain vintage also don't mind that there's only one world title, because we remember where there wasn't any sort of a brand split. There was the guy, and to be the guy, you had to beat the guy. Merry Christmas to you, kid. I think after the match, Alexa Bliss turns evil again, and we get a rematch at either Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber. Fair enough. So we go back to Alexa on the swing, hanging out with Lily. Do we get a new version of evil Alexa? Do we go some sort of hybrid? I'm still very much playing the wait and see game, because that's what this whole Bray thing has given me, is nothing but wait and see. But it is still surprising to me that how within a week, a couple weeks, what have you, they've managed to turn around and take Austin Theory and instantly, take him from being Vince's guy to bringing him back up to now no one's really questioning the fact that he has the U.S. title. We're all okay with that. It's now what's the next feud for him and everything. As we have, I say that, and we have deafening "you suck" chants, but the man's gotten heat. The man's gotten heat, and it's not just because Vince liked you or you stole a golden egg. What? You're not Mr. Self anymore. Facts, 100%. Theory sounds like he's reading off a teleprompter. Well, I mean, man's still young and everything. Now, I guess I'll say this. Am I the only one that, when I see Austin Theory right now, the way he's out there, I see Flip Gordon from like Ring of Honor and everything. But anyways, now do we still want to see Seth Rollins floating around with dealing with the U.S. title, or do we want that next match, or that another match between Rollins and Roman? Rollins has always been the one that's kind of really had Roman's number. Even still, we saw it to where he countered the spear into a pedigree and everything, and Roman had to, sneak out a win. So do we maybe build off of this into Rollins versus Roman? And Rollins playing right into how the crowd just sings right along with his theme. He's even saying, listen to it, let it eat you up inside. By the way, and yeah, I guess Bustin' with the Boys fans shout out Austin Theory looks very much like getting long-haired Will Compton. But anyways, well, it looked like I had no choice but to pick Austin Theory to win, Lauren. Fair enough. Well, we haven't gotten a match yet, but I guess you can give your predictions in for the promo off. I know I kind of asked if I thought we were going to be getting a match here, but it looks like we're getting a promo off between Austin Theory and Seth Rollins. So let me know who your who you're pulling for? What's your feelings with the U.S. title right now, Monday Night Raw? Is it the title to you guys, or is it just another title? Is it still a kind of mid-card title? Is it dealing with the issue like AEW has if it has way too many titles? Or is it very much becoming the title on Monday Night Raw, especially because they do have to flesh out 3 hours? To me, if you did it 2 hours and you made that title, Raw is just yes, saying I've been to the mountaintop. The title doesn't make the man makes the title. 100%. That's a lesson you can use in life, folks. See, so right here, right now, we're gonna get Seth Rollins. Hopefully, we're gonna get Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory. Now, Austin Theory, I feel, is gonna do the very much the heel thing and just nope and doss the mic and roll out. As we have the Usos coming out right now. Are we gonna get the Usos versus Seth Rollins and Austin Theory? But how will they coexist? Of course, we have to do that storyline. Triple H has done a good job of making the titles more relevant. The women's tag titles could use some help, though. That's an understatement of the fucking century. The SmackDown World title on Ronda just feels like a trophy, not a true champ. Again, 100%. As Theory's ducking out of Dodge and saying, hell no, Seth, you can have that. You can have that. Not even one.
Later, Rollins. Deuces.
All right.
Hi, Nick.
Hi.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. I needed.
I'm feeling oozy. I got my holiday ho-ho-hoing going.
It's been a good show. A great way to kick off the holiday week here at the Wrasslin for Life Network. We're looking forward to all the shows all week long. Gangsta at the top of the list.
Well, yeah, I can't fully show it, but it's got Santa. It says Gangster Rapper.
Now you get
See, of course, though. How did you manage to? How do you do this? You came back just as your doppelganger shows up on my screen.
I had to give him a pep talk. Yes, KO in the house. Not happy.
Are we gonna get Seth Rollins and KO versus the Usos right now?
Maybe next week.
We can't. Next week's the tribute.
No. Oh shit. That's right. I forgot about that.
So we have to get it right now. We got an hour left this Monday Night Raw. The only thing I think we have left that's advertised is Becky versus Bayley.
Interesting.
And as we've got the Adam Pearce and the backstage crew comes out here to hold them back. As Rollins is saying, come on, boys, come on.
This is ridiculous. All night, this group of men have been running after the Usos like the 24/7 title. Right? Exactly. They ruined it. Why'd they ruin it, JV? I'm happy with what I'm watching. KO should have been left behind, left for the end, or the locker room and the bloodline. No, I like this. I don't mind him coming out. I kind of what?
KO just said, Adam, I think the board wants to see me and this guy kick their ass.
But we do it. We're gonna get
it's official. It's official. So we're getting KO and Seth Rollins and goddamn it, fucking Pinto.
KO and Seth freaking Rollins against the Usos tonight, right now.
Well,
tell your friends.
Right, absolutely.
Get them over here. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Get them in here. Let's talk some wrestling.
Do the best thing you can do during the holiday season is give the good gift of wrestling to somebody.
Yeah, right. We guarantee we can guarantee we will make your 2023 better.
We're the gift that always delivers. What?
Becky Lynch in a creepy hallway. I don't understand why we do like. Can't you just do
Why does everyone hang out in fucking boiler rooms and
like,
in the rafters and shit? No one's in a press box.
Like
no one's in catering. No one's got a locker room.
Right in the hallway, stretching. You know,
you gotta get changed in the goddamn hallway.
Right, like, hey, can you go down this darkened? There's no light bulbs in this hallway. Go there.
There's only the purple light. Judgment Day is going to show up. Rhea's going to fuck her up.
Ooh, Damien. Bold prediction. I think John Cena will be the first person to pin Roman Reigns in 3 years. Oof, I don't know.
Wrong.
Wrong.
I love you, Damien, but wrong.
Yeah,
I don't think I think Roman goes a full 3 years. Like we go a while, even
I
still
don't
past
think
this
he gets
before
pinned.
Roman gets pinned.
I don't think he gets pinned until he gets pinned. You know, right now he's still in the midst of all of this, heading into WrestleMania as we turn over the calendar. Once we get through all that, when he finally gets pinned, it will matter. It will be on a big show. He's not just gonna, oops, I lost it.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be one of those of I still see if we've got that rumored Roman versus Rock and all of that, or even if we do a double night WrestleMania of Roman on both nights, I almost feel like we don't
Stop it.
I will either way. At least with Roman Rock, I don't think Roman gets pinned by the Rock. I don't think granted, I don't think he loses, but I also do not think that he takes a pin.
So Monday Night Raw takes a quick pivot, and now Bayley and Becky are coming out now. So we're getting that tag match in the main event.
You tell me that doesn't sound like a main event?
Oh, it definitely does, but I'm kind of surprised when you already had kind of something slotted.
But I feel like that's what makes what they're trying to do with WWE right now is they're trying to very much make it tune in, can't miss, all of that, because you never know what could get added last minute. Granted, that backfires at times. I'll rehire Mandy Rose and all of that. But at the same time, if you are flipping through and then all of a sudden you catch, at the top of the hour, hey, main event tonight on Monday Night Raw is going to be Seth Rollins and KO versus the Usos. Right. Oh shit! Well, I guess I'll stick around and see what's going on.
Right? No, absolutely, Nick. But yeah, man, it's been an interesting couple hours. I mean, the first 2 hours of Raw have gone by pretty quickly. We seem pretty energized, still rolling along. I know you are going to aid.
I was going to say, and I say all of this sounding like the biggest hypocrite right now because everybody's going to be like, you talking that bullshit because I have to, unfortunately, I work very early in the morning and everything. So I have to bow out for the holiday evening and everything right now, but I'm sure we'll be here for anything and everything. Oh, you give me, what, did you just give me the fucking hook there? No, I'm like, all right, moving along.
No. I was giving you the juice.
I can't I'm fucking with
you. Right? Like, hats off, sir.
Take the actual hat off. Show that beautiful bald head.
Right? I didn't powder. It's very shiny.
But I will catch y'all on the flip side. I will end it with this. And I know you're not going to hit the intro and everything. I'll just say it. But our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When they're talking about that wrestling, you better put that forward life with it. Now, give me my.
There we go. That was better timed. There we go. But folks, yes, you are going to roll along with me for the next little bit here on the Wrasslin for Life Network. We have lots to cover. We got Becky Lynch, Bayley. Get your predictions in for that match. I mean, Bayley's been kind of cold since her return. Lots of L's. She's come up short quite a bit. And we're rolling along. And yes, big shout out to Big Nick. Going to go get some beauty sleep. It's got to keep that, that pretty face looking good. KJ and Nick, guys, if Becky were able to leave her unstable, Becky were to leave her unstable, who would be in it? Lead her own stable, and who would be in it? I don't know. Alba Fire. Yeah, what do you guys think? Quickly, side note, while I stall to come up with better answers for Anthony. What do you guys think of it being Xia Li who interfered in the hood last week? Little surprising. Kind of called it, but I mean, did we really expect that? Are we happy with it? I know I kind of had that like, who else could be in Shotzi and give me someone else. Gigi. Becky Lynch wins and Bayley keeps losing. That kind of might be the way. Isla Dawn's a good shout. The last hour always drags. Let's hope it doesn't now, small mark. I mean, 2 marquee matches. I mean, Bayley, Becky should be good. The Usos against KO and Seth should be good. So let's hope that the next 45 minutes here with your boy is not horrible. It's not running in mud. It's not, slow. Hopefully we bring it home tonight on a Monday night with a good amount of energy. That's my Christmas wish on this Monday. I understand it was behind a paywall, but can you understand WWE doing what they did to Mandy because they have a lot of kids in their audience and it's not kid-friendly and stuff? It's all about contract. It's all about what you're allowed to do and not to do. You can't say it's hypocrisy because once upon a time they used to do something. A lot of leagues used to have rules that, life changes. The world evolves. So you can't be held to a previous standard. We do a lot of looking back and judging, which just look forward. And ultimately, for me, I believe that, if you're an NXT champion and you have a deal with things like Mattel, it's, hard to just be okay. I mean, because you have this moment of, people sharing it leaking, and getting out there, and you don't know what you want. Now, I'll be honest, and you guys are all going to call bullshit the minute this comes out of my mouth. I haven't seen the controversial images. I have not. I've heard about them. I don't know how risque they are. Again, there's a line. And if you're okay with her doing, a swimsuit edition of something and she's barely wearing anything, and is it just the problem that you were putting it out, or did you exceed the limit? I don't know how far she pushed the envelope. So to me, that's the definitive factor on all this. Ashley is doing her thing, busy mom on a holiday. I'm sure she appreciates you asking about her, JV. If Becky were to lead, I think I got that. I think Cena pinned Sami Zayn. I think KO pinned Sami Zayn. And then maybe there's suspicion that Sami let KO have the pin. That's how I would do it. Yep. They did that because people thought it was Mandy Rose. I'm not sure. Isla Dawn. Oh, yeah. Oh. The Ginge Tinge. Becky Piper Shotzi. I like Piper thrown in there. Good shout, JV. Yeah, okay. It was a weird choice. Why not have Nikki attack? Yeah, where is Nikki now? We've seen hints of sanity. I know my buddy Nick doesn't exactly agree with my shout on the sanity, but if Nikki's heading that way, you would have to bring in somebody to kind of take that Nikki role. And I guess Xia Li wasn't doing anything else. For me, Xia Li is a better choice than Aaliyah, a better choice than Dana Brooke, better choice than quite a few of them. All right. Now, like I said, we do have Becky. We do have Bayley. And like I predicted, we're off to a great start. These ladies can wrestle. This is different. When you hear, no offense, but when you hear people say, oh, AEW's got a really good women's division, watch what you're about to see on your screen right now. It's better. It's different. It's cleaner. It's smoother. It's just different, guys. It's another level. 71 likes. Let's get that to lucky 77. Wow, 71 likes. Thank you, folks. Cannot say enough. Thank you. We're just the land of misfit toys in the honor of the holiday spirit, but that is this channel. And the fact that you guys tune in, give us support, love, your time, and we greatly appreciate it. So, like I said, folks, get your prediction in on this match. Let us know your opinion. What do you think? What is happening with Bayley? What are we going to do with Bayley? She comes back, the leader of this faction. She can't get a W to save her life. Becky, flying forearm. It was a breach of WWE contract. And that's the thing, right? I know people like to get very emotional about just about every issue in the world nowadays. Everybody gets very sentimental and this is how I feel. It doesn't matter how you feel when certain things are the way they are. And in this case, it might not have been emotional at all. Hey, she crossed the line from what she can contractually do. It's no different than if it says in your contract that you can't do the following A, B, and C activities, and you do them anyway, you're just as liable. And I mean, one of the funniest things about all this Mandy Rose story, we've done so many of these watch-alongs, and a large consensus for a long time was Mandy wasn't up to the hype. Mandy wasn't what everybody thought she was. Mandy wasn't that good. When is Mandy going to lose the title? And then Mandy gets released and everybody loves Mandy. So it's cute. We are on a commercial break again, folks. I will remind everybody we are taking predictions on all these matches. We are not going anywhere until the action is done. The main event tonight, the Usos will take on KO and Seth Rollins in what should be a banger of a main event. Keep in mind, the Bloodline showed up tonight with a mission, and they have run right through the WWE roster. They've taken out just about everybody they've come across, including the OC. Will AJ Styles play a factor in tonight's main event? What will happen? A lot of people are going to be upset with the Usos. Maybe that's what happens, is at the very end of this match, everybody that didn't like what the Bloodline did is somehow involved, and they're in a bad way, and it begins this. I don't know. We will see. We will see. Time will tell, folks. It wouldn't hurt Roman Reigns, Cena pin him. Yeah, it would. You can't. No. That would definitely hurt him. Cena is one match in 2022 and beats the world champion. No, that's the problem, Damian. If you are the world champion, people don't want to see you get pinned. You shouldn't get pinned. The only time you should really ever get pinned as a champion is if you get stuck in some angle where it's completely a fluke, or there's a complete, heel move for a cheat where you get, robbed, fine. However, it should be rare. The champion should not get pinned. Roman will not get pinned until it's a big, big deal for Roman to get pinned. He's not going to lose it on a SmackDown. Everyone's making a big deal about the streak he's on, about his championship run, about how long it's been since he's been pinned. If he's going to lose that streak, it's going to matter in a big way. Dale's got Becky for the win. Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, Alba Fire, to name the stable. Sirens. All right. Call him the Craft. Becky Lynch for the win. Bex for the win. Jack's back. Becky Lynch for the win. Becky. Nobody taking Bayley. Not one person. Okay, Jack. Hey, listen, send proof. It's 2022. If we can't see it, it didn't happen, bro. But we appreciate your gimmick. We'll appreciate your gimmick, sir. Becky for the one. All right. For the win. Becky, Emma, Carter, Chance. I don't know about that one. You lost me after Emma. I demanded that. Okay. All right. He was a little busy out at ringside, was he not? There you go. Okay. All right. Living the dream. Bayley. There we go. Mike Clayton in with a Bayley. And on this holiday edition of Raw, we are back from commercial. Bayley in control of Becky. Would you be mad at John Cena pin Sami Zayn? No, see, I'm okay with that. That could work. I mean, for me, I think it ultimately, for your storytelling, KO pinning Sami is the best way to go. That's the way I would do it, is run it through those two. Build that rivalry. Again, the doubt of, he could have kicked out. But it was his friend that pinned him. However, even if it's a case of, Sami gets hit with, the FU and then kind of bounces into a stunner and that's how it ends. But I don't see Roman getting pinned. I don't really see Cena getting pinned. That would be kind of a twist of like Ha, didn't see this coming, of Roman pinning Cena. Think about it. The Bloodline cheats, Solo gets involved, lays out KO. Never know. Never say never. Never bet against the tribal chief. Okay, all right. Well, I mean, there's got to be video evidence of that, but cool, man. I mean, like I said, come on the channel. Let's talk about it. Can you understand Mattel getting a hold of WWE and convince? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing when you have sponsors, when you have, I mean, there's always rules and there's always limitations. I mean, whether you do a YouTube channel or when you're, especially when you're on national TV, you do have that. I mean, that's been the tricky part. I remember, like, you know, there was a time where the WWE kind of got away with everything. And especially when the funding is coming from in-house. But once you're a publicly traded company and you're worried about stocks and you don't want to wake up tomorrow morning and, you know, the following 5 sponsors have pulled out of your show because of something, it's bad for business. So, I mean, it hurts the product, in my opinion. It waters it down a little bit, but that's where I think AEW has an opportunity to do it in a way that the WWE can't. I just think they've gone a little too far away. Sammy pins Cena and robs Roman of the spotlight. All right. I don't hate it. Not bad. All right. So we got 3 or 4 different ways that this could all turn out. I like it. Right now, Becky, rolling out of the pin, getting a pin of her own. 1, 2. Crowd awfully quiet again. Anyone know come on, folks, it's Christmas time. Get on your feet. Apparently there are rumors from the dirty sheets saying that there's a storyline that Solo was put in the Bloodline by elders and the Raw tried to keep Roman in check. That'd be interesting. You know, the Rock comes out and Solo like just steps onto the other side of the line and crosses his arms. Interesting. I mean, Rock might need some backup if you want to make it compelling. You know, and we've talked about there's a lot of possibilities. You know, even a Jacob Fatu. Nope. Oh, reverse. Okay. Oh, Kevin Patrick. Get excited, would you? I could end Jey Uso's career like that. All right, go for it, big guy. I think others have tried, but I see KO just stunning all of them and saying, screw it. Smile mark. Could be a thing where they hold Mandy out for a while, let it blow over and bring back. Or you read, but here's the thing, and where everybody got mad with Mandy Rose, what if it was legitimately a situation of Mandy, you know, WWE calls Mandy in the offices, listen, we, you know, Mr. Bloom saw these pictures of you, apparently, but they call her in on a serious note and say, hey, like, you can't, we're not comfortable with you doing this. It violates your contract. We would like you to take them down. And she said, no, I make, you know, 200,000 plus a month on that, and I won't do it. So if that was the case, if it was really a situation where she said no, and they said, well, we have no choice, you have to go. That's like complying with anything at your job. Some people out there have uniforms for their jobs. Some jobs require you to be at a certain place at a certain time. Everything's a requirement. Once you're signed into that company, then you're obligated to meet those obligations. Nah. Oh, Russian leg sweep by Lynch. Both women down. You had to book the final three of next year's Royal Rumble. I mean, I keep joking, playfully, hopefully. I mean, I said it would be funny if the final 3 were like, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Brock was around in the final 3. But if if Cody, Punk, Seth, Edge, Diamond Dust. Oh, right. Two count off Diamond Dust. I don't know if I heard that move called that before. I don't think it's going to blow over. I don't think Mattel is going to. Yeah, there has to be a compromise. I mean, especially when it comes to a contractual obligation. Mandy's got to say, okay, fine, I'll take the pictures down. But instead, she took a release and put up the price, $10 per member per month. So she's doing all right. I mean, it's interesting for me because, and listen, I don't know shit from shit. I'm just a dude. But you know, I think if you're the NXT Women's Champion, or if you're like the Intercontinental, like I mean, it'd be like Gunther, you know, like doing, you know, whatever. I mean, is there not a point where you kind of hit a certain level of fame where you're like, I'm going to keep certain things to myself? Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everybody has the right to do everything they want to do. And who the fuck am I to say anything? But I mean, it's interesting. I just think once you get to a certain plateau of like, okay, I'm involved in this big corporation. I kind of got a gig. I got a career. Maybe that side hustle isn't as important, but I mean, it's bank. So what do I know? It's a good talking point. Hey, KJ, what about Green or Carmella being the leaders of Toxic Attraction? Maybe. Oh! Bayley with the win. Not a bad shout. I mean, Green plays a really good heel. Carmella's been a really good heel. And really interesting. I mean, keep in mind, another name out there that's been rumored, Deonna Purrazzo. So with some distraction and some tomfoolery, Bayley picks up the win over Becky. Bayley just called a fan a little idiot. I love it. Does Raw go overtime? Does Mandy and Sasha come back as a tag team called Bank Statement? Because, you know, that's how they found out. That'd be cute, Nick. That'd be cute. Raw probably goes over a couple minutes. It'll be interesting. I don't think this is just going to be a straight up, like, here's a match, we win, goodbye, go home. I don't imagine. Not the way the night's been working out. And I think Nick mentioned the Miracle on 34th Street fight. That will be on Friday. Can you understand why her fans are upset? Or you really think the WWE has the right thing? Yeah, I don't understand why the fans are upset. Again, what if it does come out that, like, listen, the WWE asked me to take my page down. I didn't want to. And so I know it was a breach of contract. I decided to walk. Then what did the company do wrong? I mean, again, if they arbitrarily just made this up and then dropped it on her, not cool. However, she knew she could possibly get in trouble for going the way she went. Now the question becomes, would she still make the money she made on Brand Army, I think it was, with that content removed? If all the other content was there, but the ones that just kind of simmer a little too hot get pulled back, is that a big deal? I know people want to compare it to, the Playboy days. Again, not fair, different policy. So those women signed contracts with the intent. They were hoping, oh, I can't wait to be in Playboy. Then as the revolution happened, the women wanted to be known for wrestling, as they should, not for, well, we can all do Playboy. So things change, times change, and they can't be held to that past standard. The other comparable was like Paige and Xavier Woods. That was not stuff that's part of purchase or a paywall. That was a privacy breach, which is, it's unfortunate. It's not. Could you imagine it happened to you? It's a tough break. So to me, it just comes down to the X's and O's. What is on the paper? What is on the contract? And if it's a violation of the contract, you have no grounds to be upset at anybody. Do something strange for a little bit of change. Well, I got to get ready for my match. Well, good luck, Jai. We'll watch out for that big match. Bayley won. Yes, she did. Rhodes, Sammy, Seth, Drew. Final four. Okay. I was like, that's a terrible faction. Final four. Not bad. Not bad. What? Bayley win? Yep. Bayley won. Aren't you there? Yeah, one. No. What's the main event? Aren't you there? First win in the night with Bayley. There you go, Mike. Bayley takes the W. And I mean, she kind of needed a W. And again, she got it by heel means, and it's good for her. I mean, she goes over. What does this mean? Then we're going to continue this rivalry between Becky and Bayley for a little while, which we're all good with. It was a good match, good, solid wrestling match. Very quiet crowd on Monday Night Raw tonight. Me. All right. Lauren, you the main event? There you go. Ding, ding, ding. Seth and KO versus the Usos. There you go. There you go. If times have changed then, how is Sunny still in the Hall of Fame? Again, it's revisionist history, right? Like, she is being honored by the Hall of Fame for, what she did in her body of work. Did she go off the rails? Here's a question. We saw what happened with Sunny. So what if the WWE announced that Jeff Hardy will never be in the WWE Hall of Fame? People would lose their mind. That's not fair. We love Jeff. Yeah, but look what Jeff's done. Look at Jeff's now. Sunny went to the next level, but Jeff could have easily done the exact same thing. So we got to be mindful. Double standards work in all directions. So I mean, there is a line, right? And I think at times we pick our battles based on trends and how the herd goes. But I mean, listen, should Sunny be removed? I mean, at some point you do have to consider not having that association. But I mean, look at Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Look at the Baseball Hall of Fame, the Hockey Hall of Fame. You name it. There's plenty of people that are honored for their accomplishments, even though maybe not the best of people off the field or, behind closed doors. So again, what do? Do we hold everyone to a different standard? Do we continue to look backwards and judge everybody retrospectively, or we just accept it for what it was and continue grinding forward and making new history? I don't know. Maybe a little too deep here on a Vitamin Monday, but here we go. Look at Jimmy Uso. All right. Cool with no Jeff. No comment. Jeff didn't kill someone. That was my point, though. I did cover that, JV. I get it. And I know Sunny's completely different in that regard. And again, will she be removed at some point? Yeah, I know. But do keep in mind, you do walk that thin line. What if Jeff had flipped that car on the highway? What if Jeff had taken out a couple cars? So, and again, it's not just Jeff. We have a Warrior Award, and there's video online right now. If you can go look up our buddy Ultimate Warrior doing less than stellar things and saying less than stellar things. Should we not remove that award? Can we not call it a different award? And listen, when I was a kid, Ultimate Warrior was one of my favorites. But I've seen the videos. He's not a good person. He's not a nice man. So, Sunny out, sure. But then people want China in. I don't know. I mean, it becomes a really messy situation when people try and judge things on morality opposed to just facts. Now I'm just talking shit at this point, folks. Why am I looking at Jimmy? I think the final three women in next year's Royal Rumble: Becky, Bayley, and Lynch. Charlotte, you're missing Charlotte. Ripley, Charlotte, and Becky. I'll check back. All right, have fun. Usos win. Lord. Don't encourage him. Seth Rollins and KO for the win. If Jeff could have done something, then bye-bye Jeff. Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. What's up, Rodrigo? How you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Of course, Warrior has it was a big hit. So it was, so it gets real messy. So again, there's a lot of people. It's a real slippery slope where you just got to let it go. You can't look backwards and rewrite everything that happened so that when we read the history books, it was like everything was fucking hunky-dory. Nobody ever said anything wrong. Nobody ever did anything wrong. I think looking back allows us to understand whether it's wrestling or life or anything, that you can look back and go, wow, we used to be there, but now we're here. We should be pretty proud of that, opposed to rewriting everything to make it look like it was never a shit show before. And it was. KO and Seth Rollins for the win. DeMarcus says, true, Nick. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Or at least let his friend give him the award. What are we doing? And China isn't, yes. Anyways, you got a Team Ring of Honor or Team Usi. Team Ring of Honor. I like it. Seth with the curb stomp, says Smile Mark. All right. Team Ring of Honor for the win. There we go. I am just coming out of this commercial break, so I will tell everybody we got about 20 minutes left in this grand old show, pushing 3 hours. We might have some bonus minutes on the clock. But, folks, at the end of the show, we will take everybody's rating out of 10. So do not go anywhere. Also, if you have not got a prediction on the main event, get it in. Let us know who you're taking. Let us know who you think is going to win this match tonight. An impromptu main event between the Usos, KO, and Seth Rollins. The Usos showed up. The Bloodline showed up tonight, and they were taking no prisoners. And how this all plays out tonight will be very, very interesting. Miss Shad, though. Yeah, no, absolutely. And an absolutely tragic story, right? Like heartbreaking to hear how it all played out. But a hero, it was said that he saved his son in the process, but couldn't save himself. So, yeah, I mean, anytime somebody goes too soon, it's pretty sad. But I'm sure if we had an opportunity to ask him, he'd do the same thing 100 times over. And, it's sad. I really think they could have handled that whole situation at the ceremony a little bit better. I mean, I'm looking forward to Nakia Lyons and Zoe Starks tomorrow night on NXT. Just got announced. It's going to be, there you go. Damian already letting us know that tomorrow we will get Nikita Lyons. We will get Zoe Starks. And of course, folks, we will be right here as we always are for all your wrestling. NXT tomorrow, we'll be right back talking nonsense, talking wrestling, and running through it again. My boy Nick will be back. And man, we'll have a fun night. Day 2 of the holiday week here on the Wrasslin for Life Network. But no one batted an eye in the 70s and 80s. Cough, cough, Jerry Lawler. But I'll give you an example. All in the Family. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, one of my favorite shows ever, JV, is Married with Children. A show that I was really surprised. It got syndicated here on one of our music channels. Remember those channels that used to play songs, but now just play old shows and reruns of ridiculousness over and over and over? I don't know if that happens in your country. That's my country. Archie Bunker. My dad was Archie Bunker, kind of in that vein. And I think what was prevalent back then were if people from now, the future, look back and watch that kind of stuff, watch old wrestling, watch old promo shit, the stuff that, DX was doing, the stuff that NWO was doing, the things they were saying, the overtly sexual references, the violence, the way things were approached, handled, perceived. Things have changed a great deal. But I think the older generation had understanding of sometimes things get said that seem offensive, but they're just funny. And if everyone can lighten up and be a little bit positive, you can have a laugh, you can have a chuckle. And if everybody didn't take themselves so fucking seriously all the time, maybe we can enjoy this crazy thing called life before it all blows up and goes to shit. But that's my 2 cents in my soapbox for the night. And I will transition over to KO. Has made it to the ring, waiting for his partner to join him, and the Usos await their challengers. So next week, we have Raw, the absolute best of 2022. We will be here live for that. We will go along with the review. We'll discuss what the WWE presents to us. But the crowd is back to singing as Seth Rollins makes his way to the ring for this impromptu main event. Questions for this main event. Does Solo get involved? Does AJ Styles get involved? Does Austin Theory get involved? Lots to be said. Does Elias appear? There you go. Perfect example. New Jack and Smoky Mountain. Now, if you can watch it in perspective, I mean, eat shit, man. Look at the cartoons we used to watch. Nowadays, people freak out. You can watch those kind of cartoons. Had, little cartoon animals beating the living shit out of each other constantly. But at the end of the day, that's what we do. Well, I don't know. Roman kind of gave us... I got the impression Roman's not in the building tonight. I think that was a pre-tape, right? Maybe I'm wrong. That'd be a nice surprise. But could Roman be involved? Oh, jump start. Seth and KO not wasting any time on top of the Usos as KO and Jay roll out to the outside. Or Jimmy. Jay. No. Jimmy. Seth inside with Jay. There we go. They just had to stay still for a second. Oh, come on, Jack. But he's a he's a heel. He's supposed to do that. I don't know. What did I lose? I don't know. I think, a good example for me, a recent one, is when the Acclaim got in hot water for some of their raps. You're like, holy shit. Like, the heel is supposed to say outlandish shit, right? And this is where we talked earlier about the, intergender matches, where people want to say, oh, wrestling's fake. Why do you watch it? And blah, 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 blah. But, again, it's like any other. And then if it's just a form of entertainment, if we're just watching actors and actresses, then fine. Then they should have free reign to kind of do whatever they want. But they walk this funny line, almost like stand-up comedians, where it's all jokes until you say something somebody doesn't like. Then it's not a joke. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get to more fun topic. As we got KO taunting Jimmy. New Jackie's heel, yes. But he's supposed to, that's exactly it, right? Like Jerry the King Lawler used to wish death on people, say horrible, horrendous things about like Bret Hart's family. The list goes on of just things that nowadays would just blow people's heads off. But you know what? You're missing the good things in life when you just censor everything. Anywho, KJ, thank you, JV. I enjoyed that solid 10-minute bitch session about getting old, apparently. There you go. But I'm back into another commercial break. It's got to be one of the last commercial breaks we see tonight. I will remind everybody, we are back tomorrow. NXT, we will be live. And we'll see what that has. New Day going to take on Brooks and Jensen, or Brooks and Dunn, or whatever you want to call them. Axiom is going to take on JD McDonough, I do believe. I might have made that up. Yeah, we got lots of action to cover tomorrow night, and then we will be back for the Holiday Bash. That's right. We get AEW's offering on this Christmas week. So we will get AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash, FTR versus the Ass Boys, among other things. And we will get the next chapter in the story of Hobbs, which I'm looking forward to. All right. So what else you guys have on your mind? Keep the chat going. Keep it alive. And do remember Thursday, we will be here live for our first annual 2022 year-end awards. The 4 Lifeys. Yes, we did half-year ones, so technically this would be our first annual 4 Lifey Awards, the Golden KJs. Myself, Nick, we will be here running you guys through the categories. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. We're probably going to be looking a little dapper, but it's going to be an award show, and it's going to be one of the more fun award shows you can find out there. And we're not just going to do the typical categories. We'll run through some fun ones as well. So don't miss out. Click that little bell. You never know when we're going to pop up. And as soon as we get back to the action, we'll look forward to it. I'll smash them. All right, buddy. We're proud. Remember, up, up, down, down. It's like wrestling. I like it. I like it. There you go, Seth. Get him, Seth. Anthony says, hindsight being what it is, was the product for WWE back in the 90s and early 2000s, was it really geared towards... No, and that's the other biggest factor was, even when I was young, like, wrestling wasn't geared to the kids ever. Like, it wasn't supposed... Like, when you were a kid, wrestling was that thing of like, oh, we get to watch it. Or, you know, it was... as you were young, your mom didn't want, oh, don't watch that nonsense. They'll be, you know, doing, you know, suplexes off the beds. Like, it was almost like, you know, that was part of the appeal of wrestling, where the adults were watching it, grandma was watching it, but the kids weren't supposed to watch it, right? And that's where you got kids going to school at 10 years old going, suck it. And, you know, people didn't like that. But at the end of the day, that's what, you know, when you were, you know, 10, 11, 12, and you were watching adult content. And as a kid, you might not have understood it all, but you grew up with it. But nowadays, because we insulate everything and we protect everybody for everything, they changed the show. And when you change that target audience, you killed wrestling. Like that, to me, people talk about the Mick Foley's, you know, effect and, you know, the monopoly. But the biggest thing was you changed your target market, which changed everything for you, right? Because you used to have grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, the kids, everybody was into wrestling. Everybody was in, you know, you'd walk into a school and every third kid had a wrestling t-shirt on. Now I feel like I'm aging myself with all of this nonsense. Hot tag to both. Jay and Seth are in the ring. Seth on fire. So we can't really criticize the WWE for allowing female performers to do Playboy. Again, things change. Again, we used to be able to do things, and that's just the way it is. Like, you got to take the emotion out of things sometimes, and it's about business. Better than the Oscars, what? Better than the Grammys, what? Better than the Slammies, what? That is the For Lifeies on Thursday. I wish WWE would get off the PG era and go back to TV 14. I mean, I just wish they would do... See, it used to be in a way that, you know, again, if you were too young, you didn't fully understand everything, but you were entertained by the wrestling. Like as a kid, you know, I didn't grasp the whole concept. I knew, you know, Hogan and Macho Man were mad at each other, and, you know, Elizabeth was somehow involved, and they both, you know, it was what it was. And then as you got older, you started understanding, okay, this is how it's going to go. Like Vince hates Austin. They, you know, there's going to be a rivalry. But that whole thing with, you know, the way they spoke, it was all men talking to men about men and women about adult issues. I don't like you. You screwed me. This isn't fair. KO goes up for the frog splash. We got a 2. Seth takes a super kick on the outside. I got a tickle in my throat. Pause. Jimmy Uso gets the knees up on the attempted swanton. LOL Nick. Match of the year, Cody versus Seth. Hell in a Cell. That's my vote. Not bad. Not mine. Maybe a WWE might be the best match WWE gave us. Maybe. But yes, tune in and find out what our vote was. We're going to have a list full of nominees, gentlemen and ladies. We are going to go through the categories, and it's going to be a good time. You know, we always like a good party on the stream. So a great time to celebrate not only the wrestling that we got in 2022, but the year that this channel's had in 2022. And here's Solo, as expected. Damn it. Gallows and Anderson come out. And Jey Uso over the top. Tope Usi. Seth Rollins. Oh! Up and over. Taking out the Bloodline. Solo lost his pants. But got him back. He got him back. Seth dodging Solo. Solo hitting the pole. Stomp on Jey. And that's it. The Good Brothers came out and interrupted Solo's attempt to interfere. Oh, look, Damien echoing what a smile mark had to say. Interesting, interesting. What is happening? Did Theory just take out Seth? Here comes Solo. Yeah, there goes Solo. And there's Austin. Hey, I asked who was going to get involved in this match. I didn't realize it was going to be everybody. Super kick. Jimmy laying out KO. 1, 2. No, 2. Yeah. All right, folks. We're heading towards the door here. Let's go. Let's go. Light this chat up. Let's go home on a big note. And we got Jimmy. We got KO. Jay's been taken out by a stomp. Solo's down by hitting a post. Theory took out Seth. And the crowd that's been very quiet tonight quietly chants, "This is awesome." KO rolls out of the way. Stunner, no. Super kick, no. Super kick. Here we go, off the ropes. Oh, shit. Jimmy jumps through the pop-up powerbomb. Not this time. Boom. 1, 2. There you go. KO picks up the W. Just like I think he will when he partners with John Cena. KO and Seth with the win. Big stunner. Big end to the match. And KO looking like a boss. Just keep fighting. I like that motto. I'm looking forward to Belair and Alexa and Seth versus Theory. 2 title matches, 2 weeks on Raw. Both good. Yes. Well, I guess we're going to get some more answers, or we should get some answers about Alexa. I mean, is she going to win because she's possessed? Is she going to lose because she's possessed? What will happen? What does it mean? Beyond that, Seth and Theory, I think they've built this really well. Now, how is the Tribal Chief going to feel about the Bloodline taking a loss on Raw in his absence? Great finish to this match. KO misses the pop-up. Jimmy jumps over. They transition back off the ropes. And KO doesn't miss a second time. Most annoying commercial of the year, Burger King, BK, Have It Your Way, or Old Navy. Listen, Mark, we may have different commercials. Oh, we got Sammy. We got KO in the ring. Hold those ratings. You might change your mind. Sammy rolling the tape off, or KO rolling his tape off, sorry, and Sammy just rolling out, wanting no part of KO. As they told us emphatically, they do not want to fight. They do not want to talk. They do not want to be friends. They don't want to see each other. They don't like each other anymore. However, the Bloodline takes an L. 1 week from Friday, John Cena, KO, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn. Good win for KO. Again, hits the stunner. And I think KO could get the W I do. The United States champion will be taking on Seth Rollins, which we talked about. So that's going to be a fun match. We'll see where this rivalry takes us. But the Usos are heading towards the door. KO still in the ring. And that's it, folks. We got Bayley, Elias, and Rhea Ripley on Raw Talk. Seth is dazedly wandering towards the ramp. And KO stands tall in the ring tonight as we go off the air. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Raw. That is the first show of our Christmas week. And now, if you're tuning in, I got about 30 people kicking around. Let me know, what is your prediction? What is your rating? We've already done the predictions. What is your rating on tonight's battle? What do you give Raw? Did you enjoy it? What I will say about this, after doing all these streams, any show wrestling, whether it's 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, if I can leave that stream feeling a good amount of energy, a good amount of vibe, I'm not, begging to get off, so I can see my pillow. It's always a good night for me. Tonight was a good night. Still very energized, still feeling it. That last hour was good. I mean, you get Becky and Bayley, not a bad match, not a barn burner. And I thought the tag match was good, and I liked the ending of it all. Stare down. DeMarcus says 7. Terrell says 5. 8.5 from Damian. 7 from DeMarcus. 7 again from DeMarcus, just in case you were wondering. Lauren goes with a 9. And then Mike Clayton with a 6. All right, okay. We got a nice little range here. I mean, as low as 5, as high as 9. I don't think it was a 9 show. I'm trying to think of the things that really stood out that I was like, I hated that. I kind of enjoyed Raw in a whole tonight. Nothing crazy good. I'll go 7. I liked it. Again, will I remember it in 2 weeks? Maybe not. But good show. I think they're building things nicely as far as, how to round out the year, how to start next year, how to kill, some time as you head towards Royal Rumble. You got several weeks to go. You got to make sure people, one of the most anticipated Royal Rumbles of a long time, if not all time. So, a lot to do. So I think tonight was a successful night. Lauren gives it 8.1. Don't change your opinion on me. 9's allowed. But yeah, overall a good night. I like what it looks like we're gonna get more Becky and Bayley. It looks like, Friday, we already kind of know I know some of you out there kind of know that, Friday happened. But it'll be interesting how we head into the new year and that final show of the year. Obviously, Roman's not going to be happy about the Bloodline taking a loss. And again, now this sets up really nicely. Kevin Owens looks good going into his showdown with the Bloodline. And I think this is an opportunity. Like I said, maybe you head towards KO versus Roman at Rumble, and then it leads to Roman and Sammy at Elimination Chamber. Maybe. I don't know. Lots to figure out. Lots to go through. Now, with all that being said, Smile Mark says 7 out of 10. Keep you intrigued. Yeah. Well, it wasn't a barn burner night, but hey, keep in mind, Bronson Reed made his return. That was cool. The match sucked. The ladder match sucked. My buddy Nick said it best. You don't expect anything huge or big out of the MIZ and Dexter in that match. So you're not really feeling it. You're like, how are they going to get through this? And that's what they kind of did. They just got through it. So, yeah, that was kind of my least favorite part of the show. I know my buddy Chris here has got an opinion as far as 10 out of 10. There you go. But we're not done there. I think we got more to come between Becky Lynch and Bayley. And Becky Lynch and Bayley feuding is good because we don't necessarily get either one of them running at the title. And Bayley needs some wins, Chris. I know you love Bayley. She needs some wins. But I mean, overall, I mean, what else happened here tonight as far as the action went? I mean, what do you feel? Thumbs up or thumbs down on Bronson Reed? How are we feeling on Bronson Reed? But yeah, literally, am I right that ladder match sucked? Did it not? I mean, the fact that Bronson came out at the end was great, but I think my favorite part of the whole show was the Bloodline. I think the most enjoyable thing was having. I know I joked, but seriously, we had a bit of that NWO vibe where the Bloodline just came in and started whooping ass. It was fun. It was good. Led to a match. You got a little bit of heat with the Bloodline or with the OC now. So we'll see what that means. I want to see Becky Lynch versus Bayley in a 7. There you go. I take that one over the one we're getting. And we will be here live Wednesday to cover that one too. Bloodline is the only thing interesting. Terrell, I would say the vast majority of the interest is there. I wouldn't say it's the only thing. I do kind of like some of the other things that are going on, but there's nothing like I mean, again, they were the show tonight. They came in, they whooped ass. They ended up in the main event. Sammy got a big win, but they took a loss in the main event. But now you're curious. Where's this going? How does the tag team match with John Cena? A lot of people said, would Cena pin Roman? Would, KO pin Sammy? Vice versa. But I agree with you. So I really think they're underutilizing. Listen, we've talked very highly of Triple H, Papa Paul coming into the WWE, and we've been happy. All right, new blood, new ideas. He's going to cater to some of the NXT people that we never had a chance to see. This is going to be better, and it has been better in a lot of regards. But I do feel like Papa Paul is not doing Dexter Lumis any favors. I don't like it. Even tonight, like I said, we got a big, serious ladder match coming. Because usually a ladder match is something serious between two gentlemen that have a problem. But in this case, Dexter's music hits. It's dark. It's creepy. He comes walking out looking, like a monster. And then what happens? Johnny comes jumping out like he's part of the New Day. Completely different vibe. Completely different energy. And it instantly makes Dexter feel stupid. Miz, well, we all know how we kind of love-hate Miz, and Miz kind of flounders around mid. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't a great match, and the fans sat on their hands the whole time. The whole time. Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the TNT Championship on Wednesday. That's going to be good. Yes. My concern with this match, Damian, is will we get a straight-up match? Will there be bullshit attached to this match? I'm worried. It amazes me that they keep making the Bloodline interest after, 18 months? Listen, a lot of people is shit on the Bloodline. A lot of people don't want to love or get behind Roman. It's interesting. It matters. It's compelling. They were the biggest proponent of the show tonight, and they were good. They were solid. You can't watch that and go, oh, they're shit. That was good stuff. And, the surprise twist of adding in Sami Zayn to the mix, excellent. Let's go. So I like what they're doing. And I think anybody that criticizes it is either blind or ignorant. And either way, it's unfortunate because they've been outstanding. Bayley will be Raw Women's Champion in 2023. I agree. I believe that's accurate, Chris. I believe that's highly possible. Why not? I really think she's been underbooked. To me, that's another knock on Papa Paul, on Mr. Triple H. Bayley hasn't really gotten the push or the rub or the look that you expected her to get. She made her big return after a long layoff. She had, a new faction with her. We were all excited about the new faction. And what ends up happening? She never wins. She never wins. She never goes over. It's so hard to do a fucking podcast when you can't breathe through your nose. But that being said, I think FTR and the Usos Historic Tag Team Championship run in 2023. FTR and the Usos. I think they're gonna they could have a really great angle, and I really, really think it would be cool if it leads to a big, big tag team match, almost like a fuck you to the entire wrestling world of here's one of the best tag team matches you've ever seen. We told you who we were. We told you who we've always been. They've done the same. People underrate us, underestimate us. And now, after 2 years, 3 years of trying to get some love and some push and some rub from the company that we were signed with, we're returning home and we're going to get the treatment we deserve. And we're going to prove to everybody that we're up here and everyone else is down here. And we the ones, you the twos. And I really think that's what's going to happen. I really like the idea of a huge tag team match, FTR. And I really believe the Usos are outstanding. And then you put them in that kind of match, it will be an absolute banger without a shadow of a doubt. Bayley was SmackDown Women's Champion for 380 days in 2022. Very true. Very true. She had a very, very noteworthy run, Mr. Chris. Damage Control should have been more dominant. Absolutely. Smile mark. This was my concern. This is how I felt like they missed the boat with Bayley and Damage Control. I just feel like they lost a lot. They didn't win the tournament. They played hot potato with the tag titles, and it led to, but she got to win against Becky tonight. There's always time to turn around the cart and make things right again. So we will see. Only time will tell. All right. Things look like they're slowing down here, folks. I will take a moment to remind everybody. Could Bayley win the Yes, she could. She could. Will she? I don't think so. I kind of got this weird. What if it's like Asuka, but like new Asuka? Maybe. I don't know. We got lots to talk about. We got a lot to figure out. But we will be back here tomorrow to do it all over again. We will be live for your alternative commentary for NXT. Then it's all week long, folks. This is what we do. We cover wrestling on a completely different level. We've covered football. We've covered UFC. Whatever just happens to keep us on the couch chatting with you guys, we're going to do. And we thank everyone for being here. Keep giving us love. Share with everybody. Let us know. Give the gift of Wrasslin for Life Network. We will not stop from the basement to the penthouse and beyond. We are rolling through, folks. And what a fun night. Monday was off to a great start. 7 out of 10 from me. Not a bad Raw, but there were spots that kind of sucked. Very quiet crowd. We'll see if we have some fun for NXT tomorrow. It's always good for a bit of a car crash. John says 8 at the last minute. I'll let you slide it in there, John. Pause. Jay Uso is one. Yeah, absolutely, Jack. I'm sure you... Yeah, anyway. Thank you so much. And, Nick's spiel of our stuff is, real and authentic. And we all know it. We all love it. Big shout out to Big Nick, CJ, Cliff, and the Wrasslin for Life Network family. Have a wonderful night. Happy holidays. And tune in tomorrow. Don't miss out. Until then, we'll see you on the flip side, folks.